Welcome to Poor Brothers Decisions.
Good afternoon, good evening. Actually, it's probably most likely going to be afternoon for everyone. We're the later part of the group, unless you're on the other side of the pond, in which case it is evening or very early morning. Either way, thank you for showing up. Welcome to Poor Brothers, Mr. Zed, and this is Mr. 3, Dave and Chris. How is everybody doing?
I'm doing.
Eh? Why eh?
I just had something that didn't agree with me, so I'm not the chipper up there.
Well, it looks like you're hiding, so I mean, we can try and see if we can find you like Waldo. Maybe get your spirits back up a little bit. I don't think any of the topics that I've got for today are going to be high in spirit uplifting. They're more kind of doom and gloom type stuff as we dig deeper into this flock BS.
I'm excited to get into that. So I haven't done any research on it myself, but yet I'm interested more and more about it. So
Well, the crazy thing is with this flock deal. Long story short, there's a lot of municipalities out there right now that are trying to get rid of it. So that's a win for the little people, provided we can do it. But I'm looking at some of the stuff, and it does not look as though it is. What's the word I'm looking for? As innocent as one would think.
surprise, surprise. Literally.
So, before we get into that, I do have a quick question for you. What are you partaking in this afternoon, sir?
So to get into that, I need to put a little backstory on it.
Okay.
So yesterday I went on a 4 to 5 hour journey.
Yeah.
To try and find a bottle of that 304 because my store has no more of them.
Yeah, you and I were talking yesterday, and it seems like maybe, just maybe, we've ran the course on that.
We most definitely have.
Mm.
I should have done probably maybe just a tiny bit of research on that, aside
Right.
from just that it's local here. I should have realized and known that it was a very, very, very limited run on that bottle. We're talking 258 bottles, and that's it. And it's West Virginia only. It was not anywhere else.
Really?
So currently, there is one bottle in my possession, and there is one bottle in Arizona.
Okay.
So with that being said, I spent like 4.5, 5 hours yesterday looking around for another bottle at the different stores that they were distributed to with no luck. So I no longer have a bottle.
And the bottle that you brought down for our visit is no longer.
It is no longer.
Yeah. We kind of
So
polished that one off. Not saying that we shouldn't have polished that one off. I'm just saying that we did.
I'm not mad. I'm a little mad that I didn't be a little bit more conscientious of the small batch run that they had of only 258 bottles. I am
Right.
glad that I got to enjoy that whiskey because that whiskey was very good. So, with that being said, I did happen to find another bottle of whiskey that is actually produced here, and it's only 2 hours away, and it
Okay.
is um, called Devil's Due. And if you happen to see,
It does say maple on it.
it does say maple on it.
And have you tried that yet? That does not look like it's been opened yet.
No, it is not. I literally just got this bottle yesterday.
All right.
So with that, they make other. Obviously, they make other. They make. Let me.
I'm going to try and adjust my camera so I'm kind of more. Yay. There we go.
So they do all kinds of stuff. They have the vodka. They have the maple, the rye, the bourbon. They also do old-fashioned lemon drop moonshine.
Old-fashioned lemon drop. That actually sounds really good.
So then they have a wheat whiskey. They have straight bourbon whiskey. They have apple pie moonshine. They have a root beer bourbon. So they make quite a few different ones. So I'm really excited with this one because it seems like this one here. I noticed this was batch 1, bottle 92. So I'm sure. Looks like they even do a dill pickled moonshine.
I don't know if I want to jump into that one.
Prime bourbon, peach Romney. They make a high rye bourbon whiskey. I mean, they're all over with everything that they've got. So, which is great because you're pretty much going to be guaranteed to find something there that you're going to enjoy.
Right.
The fact of the matter is these guys are 2 hours away. They have a whiskey tasting.
Nice.
They will even go as far as
Hoopy Star says he would try the pickle.
they actually do a custom bottle program. So you could create a personalized keepsake.
So is it just the bottle or is it the actual liquor that goes in it that's personalized as well?
So it will be a custom label featuring your message, logo, or event. Options to pair with your favorite Devil's Due Spirit, small batch, and or bulk orders available.
Nice.
Every custom bottle is hand-filled, labeled with care. And that's the other thing I've seen these guys do is they hand do a lot of this stuff. Once the grains arrive at the still house, the team carefully mills, mashes, ferments, distills, and bottles each spirit by hand.
Nice.
So I'm very, very interested in this. It is a couple of hours away from me, and I'm very excited to take a trip with you and Hoopy. I think that would make a fantastic deal.
Yeah.
So
I mean, well, you and I are sitting around, taste testing. We got to have someone, helping us out, making sure that we stay out of trouble and maybe capture a couple of things on video here and there.
Yeah, and I think we said that we were going to do not just that during this ordeal. We were going to make a little bit of a trip out of doing this. So
yeah, attempt to maybe go up to the distillery up in New York and Roscoe.
I absolutely would definitely do that. We would do that.
Maybe
we go see JD's bar, and then we go across the way to the tattoo parlor there.
Oh yeah, getting one of them little thingies going on.
CJ, well, because I'm super excited about getting the one tattoo I showed you. I think we showed up on the show already
with the glass with the.
Yep. And then with that, and then also getting the family crest that you created on. Yeah. I would like to get both of those tattoos done. So I think we could make a really good trip out of that.
Yeah, we'd have to. First off, we have to coordinate with Jamie on that. But yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm going to go as far as my drink for this evening. I'm going to go back to the Screwball, the peanut butter. It was really good, and today is a day for something tasty and light.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a little bit, as much as I love that maple drip, I got a little burnout on that. And I think the reason I'm a little burnout,
Well,
Here I
you're
go.
drinking it a full bottle at a time.
it's not that. I think it's a little on the sweet side. And especially since I've been just doing like regular
Yeah.
bourbon, whiskey, it's been a little sweet. So it's kind of like I'll take a glass of it, and then I'm kind of like, okay, that's plenty.
Right. How's that smell?
Oh, this it did on first smell. You can smell the maple,
Right.
but on the back side of that, you also get that whiskey smell on the back side of it. I'm really keeping my fingers that this isn't like super sweet. Like, not that
The
it's
maple
bad,
drip?
because I really like that maple drip. It's just I think I need to kind of back off of that for a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of those that, as far as the maple drip goes, it's really, really good. And it's a really good sitting outside when it's nice and hot out because it is a little sweet.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as something that is your regular go to, probably not so much. It's kind of like the peanut butter screwball. Uh, very good, very tasty. That's not the go to when you want to just sit down for the evening and have a nice whiskey and a cigar.
Here's the other thing I like too about Devil's Due is they're not afraid to, obviously, with like your pickle and all
So
the other
try
things.
different flavors.
They're super not afraid to do flavors that other people just won't do.
Right.
So I've never heard of these guys until yesterday, um, and I've never had anything to do with them or anything that they've had. So I'm actually really excited to try their lineup here.
Yeah.
A little hair of the dog here. Yeah, because I went a little crazy on the other bottle.
Just doing a little bit here and there. And
Interesting. I'm gonna have to sit on that one for a few and kind of.
is it like overly sweet? Is it not sweet?
No, it's not. I mean, it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet like the maple drip.
Okay.
It still has great flavor, but there are some other flavors in it that my palate's not quite picking up yet. But it is, and it's good.
Good. Well, definitely have to be trying that one. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's on the back end of that. Oof, man, that's pretty damn good.
all right. So this past week for me, it's been just go, go, go in regards to um, new things going around that they want us to be doing and so on and so forth. So training and everything. Plus, I got a new guy that I'm working on training. So it's just been go, go, go. And I got stuck in a rut as far as looking at content for the show. And I kind of got fixated on the flock stuff. And the reason I got fixated on it is because I had someone show me something and I went, are you kidding me? And then I found something else. And then I found like 3 or 4 different things all back to back to back. And the next thing I know, I've got a decent amount of stuff on flock that I'm like, this is nuts. But I got kind of hyper focused on that. So before we get into my obsession with surveillance, that is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Anything new in the car world?
There's always going to be stuff that's new. One of the things that, well, I mean, hey, Mama T. I don't know how many Jeep owners are out there that are watching this, but there are certain model year of the Wrangler and Gladiator setups, and that goes for having either the 2.0, the 3.6, the uh, uh, 3-liter diesel,
Okay.
and then there's another one that's the 6.2 or 6.1 392 Hemi motor in it. The one thing they all share in common is the electronic power steering.
Your thumping is coming across really loud, by the way.
My apologies. So the one thing that they share in common is the electronic power steering, and currently right now they have a massive recall. I think it's like 21 to 23, maybe some newer ones. For those things catching on fire just spontaneously.
What is actually catching on fire?
It has something to do with the plug-in and the electrical connector that goes to the power steering, because it's an electronic power steering.
So the power steering is catching fire either via the wiring harness or right at that plug.
Right at the plug where it's got a bad connection, yes.
Good grief.
And what it's doing is it's burning the Jeep down, and when it's burning the Jeep down, depending on where your Jeep's at, it is also burning your house down or the car next to you down. So
it doesn't even have to be on?
No.
So how is that, if it's not on, how is it feeding the power? Is it just a continuous flow?
I haven't looked that deep into it yet, but my assumption would be that somehow it is probably more along the lines of, if you've driven the vehicle and you park the vehicle and then it sits, it has gotten so hot because of the poor electrical connection to it,
right,
that it has melted the housing and it has caught the unit on fire, and you don't know it until it's too late.
That sounds like a horrific road trip.
They're actually saying that you need to
not park it inside a garage.
Yes, because it will. It literally, if it does catch fire, it can literally burn your house down, and then anything in and around it. So
that just does not sound like a good time.
No,
what are they doing to fix it?
Well, they're having them bring it in, and I'm inspecting. And we're having to inspect them. We have to inspect the. We have to inspect the connector lock, because a lot of your connectors don't just push on,
right,
and have there's a little tab on there that raises up and goes over another little deal on there.
Yeah, tab lock.
Yeah, and then there's an actual red tab that slides over to keep you from being able to press it. So you have to be able to pull the red tab back, then you can press on it and release the lock tab and pull it out.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me please preface this by saying it's not just people that are missing fingers that have an issue pulling those apart. I have all of my digits, and I have tried pulling some of them apart, and they are not easy. So I feel bad for you, sir.
So one of the things that they have you look at is the red tab to make sure it is actually in the locked position. And then there's two main wires that go into it. And if they're not
fully seated,
it's really hard to describe, but there's actually, so when the wire goes in, there's actually a rubber ribbed, like 4 or 5 piece rib deal that goes over it, and it's like a seal is what it is. It's a waterproof seal.
Oh, okay.
So as it gets pushed into the connector, those rib sides of it go into the round side of the connector, and that's what prevents the water intrusion or moisture or whatever in there.
And it probably helps lock it into place also.
No, because the electrical connector deep down into where it actually seats, the metal part of it seats in, has its own little lock tab.
Oh, okay.
So So you have to look at both of those to make sure that there are no ribs showing. Make sure that the connector is fully seated. Then you have to trace the wires down through its electrical path. So up and around from where it actually plugs into the pump, and then down and around. And um, yeah, there's a couple of immediate things at the red tab. So the other side of that too is if the tab is actually in its lock position, you actually have to reach down and pull the connector itself, not the wires, but the connector itself. And if you can actually pull the connector off, it immediately fails, and they have to put a whole new, brand new electronic power steering pump in it, and you have to have a whole new harness that gets put in it.
And how much is well? First, how much does that cost the
It doesn't
consumer?
cost the consumer anything because it's a
Okay.
recall, so it's free.
And the second thing is how much time is it costing you to do that?
I don't know specifically yet because I have only been able to find one so far that has failed. And so they're supposed to be ordering um, the kit for it. Now, some of them have uh, a remedy available, is what they would call it. And then some of them don't have anything ready or available yet. So
Gotcha.
obviously they're going to suggest very highly that you don't drive your vehicle.
Yeah, but how many people have a disposable vehicle?
They don't.
You know,
So you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. But at the same time,
and know your risks.
you should know your risks, because if you do, you have a very, very high chance especially if your vehicle is part of that recall. You have a very high risk of that being a very big possibility of it happening. I've done three of them or four of them now. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I've done 3 or 4, and I found one.
Okay.
And one of the other guys had done one, but I guess I never found out if that was part of the recall or not. But as far as if he found anything wrong with it, but so if you could imagine, in my little small town where I've had 3 or 4 of them that I've checked, and one of them has failed.
Yeah, I imagine
I'm going to guess it's probably going to be a pretty high likelihood that, let's just say, 1 in 4 chance that you're going to have, at least from what I've come across so far in the ones that I've done. Right now, I've got it as a 1 in 4 chance. I mean, it's probably not that high, but I've already come across one.
My Jeep had a recall on, I want to say it was a fuel pump or something.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time that I found out about it, I had already done some engine work on the Jeep, so that was replaced, so I didn't have to worry about it. But before I found out if that actual component was taken care of, I asked him, I said, hey, Mr. Dealership, if I drop this off, how long is it going to take to repair it? Oh, well, we'd have to get the part in, and then we'd have to do this, and we'd have to do that. And obviously, we'd let you keep your Jeep, until the part actually came in, but then you'd have to bring it in and this and that. But we highly suggest you don't drive the Jeep. I said, okay, well, that's fine. I go, what about a loaner vehicle or something while waiting? Oh, we don't do it for that. Well, you're telling me that you don't suggest that I drive it. Correct, because it could, catastrophically fail and this and that and the other. And I went, but I'm stuck without a vehicle. Oh, really not a whole lot that we can do about it. It's like, hold up. If they're doing some type of recall where you're going to be without your vehicle, they should have an option of a loaner of some type to allow you to do what you need to do in order to make sure that you're not stuck without. Because that's not your fault about the recall. No. It's not. And I get it. You can't have, every single person running around that's got a recall coming to your place, and you're giving half your cars on your lot as loaners while you're trying to fix a bunch of stuff that you're probably not going to get paid full for. I get it. With let's just take Chrysler. They're probably not going to pay top labor rate for doing a recall.
It's not just them. No recall work and or warranty work pays hardly at all.
Correct. But at the
So
same time, you can't expect the individual that bought the vehicle in good faith to just not go to work, not, and be without at the same time. I think there should be some type of recourse or happy medium or something. I get it. You guys at the dealership are trying to get this stuff fixed, get the people back on the road. But I then start thinking about the fact that, hey, guess what? I made an appointment to get an oil change at the dealership. Now, an oil change only takes about 15, 20 minutes. But I'm at the dealership for 5 hours waiting on the car because they have jam-packed,
so
just
that's
like
a
the
huge.
airlines.
Let me stop you there because that's a huge misconception.
What's a misconception?
An oil change taking 15 minutes.
How do you figure? Because I go down to any
How do
one
I
of these,
figure?
every
I
single one of these
do
lube
oil
places,
changes. Well,
and
yeah, that's
it
because
takes 15 minutes.
they have a pit, and
Uh,
there's a reason why the lube places like that, those fly by night, Jiffy Lubes, and all those have bad reputations, and why they ruin motors because they don't ever fill them up all the way. They put the wrong oil in it. They get the wrong filter in it.
Same thing happened at the dealerships.
No, not as
Yeah,
written. It's not as prevalent as them little fly by night little Jiffy Lube places.
I'm
And
telling you,
what I'm
I have
saying
had
is
less
15
issues
minutes,
with them than waiting at a dealership costing
and
me
I
an
understand that.
entire day.
And a dealership sets it up to where they have oil changes all the time throughout the whole day. Okay. I can
Okay.
tell you from start to finish, as good as I am, I can get you in and out with no help from anybody else. I could get you in and out in about 30 to 35 minutes. You have to think that I have to be able to go out, get your vehicle, bring it in, get it racked up, do my multi-point inspection, rotate your tires, fill your
I'm
your
not
washer.
asking you to rotate the tires. I want the damn oil change. I want to get
That
on my way,
I understand that, but that's just part of the process for the dealership, and that's a part of the
which
process
is
for most dealerships.
horse shit because I am not spending 5 hours of my day waiting on an oil change because I have an appointment set for 10 a.m. and I can't get out of there until 4 because you guys want to dick around
So
and spin my tires.
that is
And
the downside. I get it. I don't want to wait that long either, and I've been in that spot. Okay,
but you said it
but
takes
in
30
my
minutes. So why am
but
I
in my
making an appointment for 10 o'clock and I can't get out of there when it's a 30-minute deal?
because
Even if you do all that other stuff.
they've overbooked it.
Okay,
That's
again,
not the technician's problem.
and it's not the consumer's problem either.
I understand that.
So
So they're overbooking it. But I can tell you that it's not a 15-minute oil change at a dealership.
I know it's not.
Understand.
It's 5 hours.
I understand that. At my dealership, come to my dealership, you will
Well,
not be there for 5 hours. You will be there
no.
for 30 to 35 minutes
Well,
tops.
again, you're also a smaller dealership, and I bet if you have an appointment scheduled, you work at that appointment time.
I generally, yes. And I'm not
So,
going to guarantee you it's a 35-minute oil change every single time, but I can promise you it's never longer than an hour.
and you know what? I would take an hour over the 5 hour wait, the 6 hour wait.
Most people would. And most
Yeah,
people are super happy when they're in and out of there in 30 to 35 minutes as well. They're
absolutely.
getting free washer coolant. They're getting a free multi-point. They're getting a free tire rotation. They're getting their oil changed. We're going over it. Hey, listen, you got X amount of miles. When's the last time you had your air filter changed? I don't try to upsell a lot, but I do try to upsell some.
The stuff that matters. And I
Engine
get that.
filter is one of them, and
Yeah.
cabin filter is the other. Because if you don't change either one of those, the engine filter, you're going to have
Issues.
You're going to have fuel economy issues. You're going to have potentially engine issues. Your cabin filter is another big one if your vehicle is equipped with it.
It'll
Your
affect your AC and your heat and everything as well, and
absolutely.
the quality of the air.
I've had people come in and say, "Well, my AC doesn't work." Go in there, and as soon as I pull the cabin filter out, that's never been changed in 75,000 miles, that's got literally 7 inches of dirt and dust on it, and trees and leaves. pull it out, the thing can breathe, and now the actual
AC works.
AC works like it's intended.
So I get
so-
that, and I appreciate that, but my point is, dealerships.
It takes a little bit longer on my end because as I'm doing your rotates and stuff, I'm not just looking at your tire. I'm not just taking your tires off, putting them on, and going and slamming them and going. As I'm doing that, I'm looking at your brakes. I'm looking at your shocks. I'm looking at your struts. I'm looking at your brake cables and your lines and stuff. It happens pretty quick. But I can also tell you, hey man, you're low on brake pad. You got maybe 5 or 10,000 miles left. That's the other reason.
And
when
I would highly appreciate that.
Somehow, when you guys leave the fucking dealership for an oil change, because we did an oil change, your right headlight blinker fluid is empty and it doesn't fucking work, and it's my fault.
Well, yeah,
everything always comes off of us fucking technicians because we did a fucking oil change on it.
Well,
it has absolutely nothing to do with it.
If you would stop messing around with all the other stuff and just do the damn oil change. We literally
just went in there and did the fucking oil change like Jiffy Lube. We'd be nothing fucking better than a fucking fly-by-night Jiffy Lube.
Well,
fuck them places.
I didn't ask you to check my tires. I just wanted you to change my damn oil.
It's a free fucking service. You're supposed to rotate your tires.
Free service.
Otherwise, nobody would change their fucking tires. You'd be like, why is my fucking front tires, the inner side of my fucking tires wore out? Well, because you dumb fuck, you didn't fucking rotate your tires.
You know, if I wanted you to touch my tires, I would have gone to the tire place.
It's a free fucking service.
I just want you to do my oil and get me out of there in less than 5 hours.
I can't help your fucking bullshit dealership there in your fucking large ass town.
I don't need you to sit there with
their ass.
Don't get up there with the straw and try and blow up my tires because that's taking too damn long. Use the air compressor you got in the back, buddy.
Thank you.
No, but
exactly. Why do we complain about waiting for an oil change, but are completely okay waiting all fucking day long in a doctor's office?
Oh, I'm not.
Don't get me started on them stupid fucking motherfuckers either. Because I'm telling you what.
I don't disagree. Doctor's offices. Yep.
Here's the thing.
That falls in the same line.
Until you fucking work in a dealership, you got no right to fucking. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to complain about a 5-hour fucking oil change because you absolutely do. If it takes more than 45 minutes, you have every fucking right to complain.
And if it took anything less than an hour or less, I wouldn't complain at all.
But until you understand how the dealership works, I wouldn't fucking really open your mouth up about it because I just want my oil change done. That's it.
That's right.
That's the problem with people, though. You can't just do your oil change and get the fuck out.
Why not?
If you want that done, drive up on a pair of fucking ramps at your house and do it yourself. It's going to be cheaper for you anyways. The only problem you got is getting rid of the oil at that point.
The problem I have is my time is valuable, and sitting at a fucking dealership.
Everybody's fucking time is valuable.
Correct, and you guys
understand that.
And you're taking advantage of people's time.
I am not. I am not. I'm not.
I know you're not
scheduling the fucking people.
No, and again, it's not against the technicians, and you know that.
No, I know that. But at the same time, we're the ones getting the bad rap. It's us. We're the ones. Oh, that fucking dumb motherfuckers in the back, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, it's the guys in the front that are making the schedule.
No, it's not. As a fucking consumer, it's always the fucking technician in the back because the service riders can't fucking take.
That's what I just said.
I'm just saying.
I said it's the guy in the front making the scheduling.
No, the consumer blames the technician for how long it takes, when in fact it's the fucking service rider that overbooks and overschedules.
That's what I just said. I said it's the guy in the front making the schedule. He's the one at fault.
But as an average consumer, they don't blame the service rider. They blame the guy in the back. I didn't say
the average consumer. I said me. I know who's at fault.
You do because you come from a mechanical background family. Love you too, Pop.
What the hell was that?
Anyway, whatever. I understand what you're saying, and I've been in your spot because I've had to take I've had to take, well, I mean,
When
the
you have to,
Jeep, when I had to take my Jeep all the way out to Santan in order to get the oil change done on it, I had the same problem there. I had a 9 o'clock freaking appointment. That's an hour and a half freaking drive for me. I go out there and I'd be there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
this isn't worth it. It's
But
not. I would rather,
It-
and this is a consumer.
it
Okay.
got to a point, it literally got to a point where it was like the oil changes, whether they were free or not, just
worth it.
weren't worth it because it was just so much time out of my. You're talking half a freaking day.
I know.
So
And that's what-
and that's the problem with the larger dealerships like that. And me as a consumer, just like you as a consumer, most of your time that you have available is on a weekend. You can't do it during the week, so you take it.
Yeah.
You literally
And if you
take
do
it
it during the week, you
on a
have to take
Saturday. You're like, well, I've
You gotta
lost
take-
my Saturday.
you got to take a PTO day because they're not going to give you a day off at work
Yeah.
to go during the week.
No,
No,
or if you're lucky enough, you can take, like me, I lived in the wrong side of the damn, wrong side of the damn state to go get my oil change. Okay, hour and a half, 2 hour drive just to go, just because that's where I found the vehicle. But whatever, it just
No,
it
absolutely.
sucked. I mean, and that was the thing is like Saturdays, they literally put Saturdays as oil change days and oil change days only. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
there's no like hardcore mechanical work getting done there. Saturdays are strictly just oil change days, so they book the crap out of them, and they'll have I don't know how many, technicians, oil lube guys they had working, but it was very, very obvious that they were overbooked with it, and it took way too long to do it. So I'm not saying, because I've been part of that. It is. You just have to understand when you take your vehicle to a dealership, and it's not all dealerships. I'm not going to say that it is.
No, it's not. There's
all
been a couple
dealerships
I've
don't
seen.
do rotates on your shit.
Well,
If
I've
you
also
literally
seen where
go
they
in-
won't overbook either.
No, they don't.
Right.
Ours absolutely doesn't. If we have 3 oil changes, that's because there's 3 technicians there doing it. So, but
It's just some of these larger ones. But that brings me back to the recall deal. Okay. I don't have time to wait.
No, and here's the other thing
and-
too. I'm not trying to advocate for any of the recall situations, whether it be for Ford, Stellantis, the big 3, whatever, Toyota, any of those guys. A lot of your recalls that happen like that, I'm not going to say all of them, because obviously not all of them. We're dealing with recalls for 21 to 23, right? So people have had their cars for a minute.
Yep.
So with that being said, sometimes there are recalls that are literally on brand new vehicles that are still sitting on the lot. They actually have to pull those cars off of the line and set them aside.
Get them fixed before they can put them back out.
Get them fixed before they can sell them. And then vice versa, like your Jeep, you're saying, if I don't remember the recall number and I don't know exactly what it entailed, but I do remember you had to go into the tip-em and you had to actually depin and move, and they had to put an inline fuel relay, that kind of thing in it.
Yeah.
That takes a little bit of time.
Oh, it absolutely
But with
does.
that
I'm
being
not saying
said,
that.
if you had yours 4 or 5 years,
Well, here's the thing.
they can't just give you a loaner, because they have that stuff for just basically designed for brand new vehicle buyers. Okay. People that have had their car for, let's just say, 6 months. If the dealership's actually large enough and capable to have that many loaners to be able to give out, they'll give out some loaners.
Right. Well, my thing was I could take the Jeep in once they had the part. Great. They said it would be between 24 to 48 hours that they would have the vehicle and it would be done, because they did have other stuff that were in the shop and everything that they had to make sure. I get that. You have other people that come in, they have other work going on. This is a recall. Recall's kind of sort of on the back burner type of deal. Okay. But once they had the part in,
it depends on how old the recall is.
Right. they take
we as a dealership and owners still consider you as a customer that's coming in, not just you're not coming to us as like, hey man, I've got this going on. We figured out it's like a cash paying customer kind of deal. It's not
Right.
It's not warranty work. It's not recall work. It's not any of that stuff. You're basically just like a cash customer coming in wanting work done.
right. But like I said, what they were telling me is they would not have a loaner, even once I gave it to them, and they said, "Hey, it's going to be 1 to 2 days." And at that time, like I said, I did not know 100% if it had already been done with the engine work that I had done. And I'm like, well, if I'm giving you my vehicle for 2 days, I'm dropping it off. I don't have another way to get to and from work. I don't work in one solitary place. I was bouncing all over the city. I needed a vehicle. How is that going to work? And they're like, well, we're sorry, And it's like, that kind of sucks. I get it.
Some of the dealerships, man, their hands are just tied.
They are. I get it, but
it's still not right either.
Right. And I was thankful in the fact that the work that I had done on the engine also included that, because they're like, oh, since we're doing this, we know this is a recall. We're just going to do it.
So this was at a dealership. This isn't when you had the motor done.
No, it was when I had the motor done is when they fixed that part. When I had the motor done on the Jeep.
So pulled and put another reman in?
They knew that was part of a recall. They just went and did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
it was not at a dealership. Now, the dealership had contacted me. They'd sent a thing in the mail about a recall because they knew that I had the Jeep. So I called the dealership and I said, hey, look, what's this? So I started asking a bunch of questions. Like, well, we don't have the part in right now, but when we do have the part, it would take this amount of time, this, and this, that, and the other. And I saw them like, what about a loaner car? You're saying I'll be out of a vehicle for 2 days. They're like, oh, we don't do that. I'm like, well, I can't not go to work for 2 days. And like, well, we can't really help you out with that. We're just, I'm like, I think that it probably should have been handled differently, but at the same time, not working at a dealership, just kind of knowing about dealerships just from, you and Pops and whatnot. Maybe there should have been some other way of going about it.
How? What kind of way would you like?
Well, it's the same thing. I'm handing you the vehicle to get it fixed. I get it. It ain't the dealership's fault. But if I'm out of a vehicle and I can't work, that's putting a hardship on me because of no vehicle, right? Not the dealership's fault, but there should be an allocation at some point from, well, since I have a Jeep, let's just say Jeep, saying, hey, we need to make it up for their lost wages or whatever the case is, or give them a vehicle so they can go to work in one way, fashion, or form, and they make it right with the dealership. Okay? Because just like we just discussed, time is money. My time is valuable. Okay? Just like if I were, why do most men not go to the frickin' doctor? Why don't they go? One, they don't want to hear the bullshit, and two, their time is valuable. They should be at work making money, and they're sitting in a doctor's office for 5-6 hours waiting on them assholes.
Yeah.
Just like if I had to go get a oil change, okay, I'm not going to the dealership because I don't have all day to wait. I'm going to go to the fly-by-night, and I'll go check my filter myself. I'll check my tires and rotate them or take them to get rotated, okay? I'll do all that. I got, my 30 minutes that I can get in and out of the fly-by-night oil place, okay? Because I don't have 5 hours to spend at the dealership. Just like I don't have 2 days or a week without my car. I don't have that ability. And how much is renting a car nowadays? You know what I'm saying? They're not cheap. I just think there should be another way to go about it, and there should be some accountability in that aspect. Just because there's a part that is faulty does not mean it was what's the word, maliciously done, because I don't believe that every recall is a malicious thing from the people that make the vehicles and, you know, screw it, we're just going to put these cheap ass parts in and we'll ride with it until we get in trouble and then we'll do the recall. I don't think that's the case on most of it. I think that there's just something that inherently goes wrong, or it's a bad batch, or you know what I'm saying? Okay. There should be some accountability in that aspect. Am I wrong thinking that?
In the perfect world, no.
Okay.
I think you're absolutely right, but it's not a perfect world.
You're right. It's not a perfect world. And
so let me ask you this scenario.
Okay.
You don't have a secondary vehicle.
Okay.
You've owned your vehicle now since new. It's now 12 years old.
Yep.
Something fails on it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
What do you mean by something fails on it? Give me an example of something failing.
Your radiator just failed.
Okay.
We just fixed that.
Yep.
Right?
No, absolutely. Radiator fails.
You
not
can't
the
drive
fault
it.
of anyone. Nope. Absolutely not.
No, just
I then have to take the responsibility and come out of pocket for a rental car. I have to take the responsibility and come out of pocket for an Uber. Okay. But that's my responsibility because I own the vehicle outright. It was not the fault of anyone else. Okay. And a recall.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. Let's say you're only 4 years into owning your vehicle and you're still making payments on it.
Same thing.
Okay.
If it's not
a recalled
item,
if you're out of warranty, it's not a recall. It's not anything.
Correct. If it's not a recall, and it is.
So what happens when you take and go to one of these parts brand stores and pick up the part, put it in, and you're driving it and it fails? Then what? What usually happens?
Well, I take the part back to them and I go, "This failed," and they give me a new one because that is it's a part under warranty.
It is.
Okay. Again,
you're not asking them for time.
You're right. I'm not asking them for time because it has nothing to do with the dealership, okay, or the manufacturer of the vehicle. This is an individual part. Now, the people that sold me that individual part, they didn't install it, right? I did.
Right.
I went and I bought the individual part.
It would be the same way if you went to it would be the same way if you went to the dealership. The only difference between what you're doing and what I would be doing is if you decided to buy the part, take it to the dealership, or you just took it to the dealership because it was out of warranty and all that, said, "Hey, I have this going on." We tell you, yes, it's broke. We put a part on it. It fails. What happens? You bring it back to us, right?
Okay. Let's take the dealership.
But you're not asking the dealership for me. It doesn't matter whether it's a mom and pop or if it's a dealership. You're not asking them for a rental because the part failed.
If
you're not asking them for
hold up. I take my vehicle to a mechanic. They put the part in and that part immediately fails. I take it back to them and they have to fix it. I still need a car to get to and from work. Yeah, I'm going to ask them. And as a matter of fact, I have had a loaner from the mechanic shop given to me because they realized
you're pretty nice. That's a super nice shop.
That's a shop that actually says, "Hey, we understand that your time is valuable. We understand that
not all places are that way. 99% of the places aren't that way.
Your circumstances that this happened with,
I understand what you're saying.
Okay,
that's very, very rare in this world at this point. Is what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
It doesn't happen like that. It just
I just told you I understand that. But the problem is there's too many people hiding. Oh, that's not the way that we do stuff. Instead of this is the way it should be done. So we're going to do it that way.
Absolutely. It should absolutely be taken care of that way.
Correct.
But you have to understand when the dealership in that dealership setting, they can't afford to just give every single Tom, Dick, and Harry a rental car because of a recall. They just don't have the resources for it either.
I get it, but I'm not going to take my car to a dealership and have it sit in their lot for 5 days before they ever take it in and look at it. Just like I'm not going to take my car to a dealership.
You shouldn't, and you should not have to. If you schedule an appointment,
Correct.
and you need to. What basically needs to be broke down to is the dealership needs to say, hey, we're going to order this part. When we order this part, we're going to let you know when it's in. When it's in, we can now discuss the time frame of what it's going to take to get this done.
Yep.
If it's a 6-hour job, you as an individual need to understand that it's probably going to be a 6-hour job.
Correct. Now,
Okay?
also, I want to preface this by saying this is on a recall that we haven't dove into anything else being wrong with the vehicle. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking strictly that recalled part, right? I'm not talking, hey, look, while we were in here, we found this, this, and this. That's not what I'm
They're
talking
not in
about.
there doing that.
Right.
If you're in there for that recall only, they're in there doing that recall 99% of the time to do the recall and get you back out.
And that's what I'm talking about. I don't want people to think that I'm going, oh, look, it's in here, and I expect them to be looking at this, that, and the other. Nope. I'm talking strictly about just the recalled item.
Most people aren't that way. Some people are. But with that being said, the dealership needs to say, hey, it's going to take X amount of time. And you as the consumer go, okay, it's supposed to take 6 hours. So that means I'm going to lose a day without this vehicle because I'm going to be dropping it off. And at some point, they're going to get to it, get it done. I'm going to see this potentially by the end of the day if everything goes okay.
Right. Agreed.
Right. So in your case, you had one. I don't know. I know yours is an 11. I don't know when you had this motor and this recall position done.
Oh, this was 10 years ago. Yeah, it'd have been about 10 years ago, I'm thinking.
So 2015.
Yeah, 2015, 2016, somewhere in that area. I'm thinking that's when it was done.
Right. So with the vehicle being...
No, let me take that back. It would have been 2016, 2017, right about that.
So you're looking at 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Vehicle's already been 5 or 6 years old. It's been through millions of heat cycles at that point. So depending on what they're working on, there could be a clip or a wire harness or something that gets broke that they need to fix out of their control.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is to get to that part, sometimes things happen that are unbeknownst to the consumer that need to get repaired.
I'm not talking about any of that.
But in
general,
it should take 6 hours, okay? And sometimes it doesn't because of those failures.
Right. But
so I'm just saying, they can tell you that it's going to take X amount of time, and they should be able to fulfill that in that time within reason.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
They shouldn't say, hey, it's going to take 2 days, knowing that it's only a 3-hour run, and they should be able to get you in and get it out.
Also agree, but they don't, because they put it on the lift and they'll work on it a little bit, and then they go to another vehicle, and then they go to another vehicle, and they might come back to yours a little bit later, do a little bit more.
Yeah, some shops are that way for sure. Where like for me, for instance, I can work on a couple of cars at once, but I'm pretty talented. I can generally do that.
Yeah, and sometimes you're waiting on something to settle while you work on something else. Yeah, I get that. Absolutely.
The general rule of thumb is that guy should tell you exactly what it's going to take as far as time, and they should abide by that.
Correct.
So you, as the consumer, should understand that you're going to be without your vehicle for the day.
No. If I was coming in and I'm paying,
so you expect them to pay your lost wages and or give you a rental vehicle?
Rental vehicle would be the absolute least that they could do. As far as the lost wages, no, I don't expect them to do that, because you make amount of one thing, I make amount of another, someone else makes amount that's different. No, I don't think that in and of itself would be fair, but they should abide by the fact that, hey, look, and it's not not necessarily the dealership that should be responsible for coming out of pocket with that. It should be taken care of by the manufacturer that had the recall. Okay. That should be passed down. What I'm saying is, if I'm having to be out of a vehicle 2 days, 3 days,
You need to be compensated.
Mama T, or not Mama T, Yo Mama, who had her vehicle for 2 months because they couldn't figure it out. Katie had a vehicle before we traded it in that they had it over a month and couldn't figure it out. Okay. Check engine light, can't figure out what's wrong with it for over a month. Sat at the dealership. I finally said, is it together? They're like, oh yeah, it's together. Good. Give me the vehicle back. They're like, but it's not. I don't care. You guys didn't fix it. We're not paying anything for it. Okay. You guys couldn't figure out what the problem was. You're the dealership. Give me the vehicle back. I'll take it somewhere else. Ended up trading it.
You absolutely have that right.
Yeah. But did they give us the option of, hey, look, we're going to keep your vehicle and not figure out anything. We're not going to, we have no idea what's going on with it, but we're going to keep your vehicle for a month or 2 months or whatever the case is. No, that's not right. Just like if
that dealership is
obviously agreed.
Is a bad dealership.
I don't want to badmouth them because it's
I don't
too
have
easy
a problem with it.
It's too easy to badmouth them. What I'm saying is, I have a recall.
They couldn't figure it out, so they put it on the back burner.
Correct.
That's what happened.
Yep. I have a recall. You guys have the part, especially if it's going to take more than a day to do. Yeah, get me a freaking car so that I can make sure that I still have the ability to put food on my table because I do have to go to work. Okay?
If it's the same recall I think it is, there is absolutely no reason why they should have even told you it was 24 to 48 hours for that. Absolutely no reason. It should have been a half a day deal. That
is what I was told, because they do have other vehicles and they weren't just going to work on my vehicle by itself. And it's like, then why the hell would I even bring it to you? And thank God.
What's the point of scheduling a car in then?
You're right. Well, there is no point.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. I would rather take it to the mom and pop shop because they're going to give me a straight answer. They're going to give me a good timeline, and they're going to talk to me the entire step of the way.
So who did the recall?
It was from Jeep.
Yeah, but who did the recall? Was it your mechanic, or was it
the mechanic did it? They did it beforehand. When they did the actual engine, they knew that the recall was there. They had actually called me and said something about it, and I didn't remember. Said, hey, look, we got this. We can do this, and it will take care of the recall. I went, cool, go ahead and do it. But I didn't remember that was part of the deal until I called the mechanic back, is what I'm saying. They had taken care of it. What? Dealerships aren't the only ones that can take care of a recall. They were already in there. They got the part. They just did it while they were doing the engine work. Boom, boom. There, recall's out of the way. You don't have to worry about this. That's what they did for me.
Anyway.
Were you saying that's wrong? That they shouldn't have done that?
No, I
Or do you think that's above and beyond what they should have done?
Absolutely not. But I don't know 100% whether or not a recall can be done aside from the dealership.
What are you talking about? They just replaced the part. They saw that the part was part of a recall.
Right.
They were already doing
part of the recall system is through the dealership. The dealership has to record that the recall was done.
Okay.
If the mechanic isn't a dealership,
you're talking about paperwork. I'm talking about they saw that the part was part of a recall. They were already in there.
So technically, your Jeep still has a recall on it.
Technically, yes. As far as the dealerships are concerned, is the part been changed out? Absolutely, it fucking has.
Okay.
So therefore, the
That's
recall.
different. That's the different part of. That's the scenario that I didn't know.
Oh,
So technically, the recall isn't done on the Jeep side, even
As
though
far
it's
as-
done physically with the part.
correct. Yes.
So paperwork wise, it's not done.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And you want to know something? I don't give two shits about the paperwork side of it, the dealership, because here's the point in the matter. The part got fixed. I'm happy. It's working. I got no issues.
Understood. I
You know?
absolutely understand that.
So, but no, that's when I'm talking about dealerships as a whole, okay? I'm just talking about the big dealerships that take advantage of people. Not all dealerships are like that. They're not, okay? Just like mom and pop shops. Not all mom and pop shops are upstanding mom and pop shops. Some of them are absolute trash, okay? And all they're there to do is do shady ass work and get you out of there and take your money.
Yep. I have one right down the road from me right now.
Yeah.
Literally. Not even a half a mile from me. I have one.
Yeah.
I have
And
had plenty of their fucking garbage working into my shop to fix their crap.
and the other thing is some of the dealerships, okay, I get it, their hands are tied, cool, but they're bent over backward for you on other aspects of it. Okay, we can try and do this, we can do this, we can do that. We'll throw this in for you, help you out a little bit, so on and so forth. Great, I get it. Mom and pop shops, same thing. Okay, we were lucky growing up. We had a doctor. I can't remember his name. He'd come in, he'd even see dad and whatnot, and get us in and get us out. I can't do that with a doctor nowadays. I can't go into a doctor for anything less than, a couple of hours. And it's like, why am I doing all of this? I got stuff to do and I'm taking time off work, which means I'm not getting paid. Now I'm having to pay you while I'm not getting paid. It's just, none of it makes any damn sense. Okay. But the point that I'm trying to make is sometimes the accountability may not be on the dealership side of it.
I've never said the dealership should be on the accountability side of it. It should be the manufacturer. But you can't expect them to take care of you like that when they have millions and millions and millions and hundreds of more millions of fucking people.
Yeah, you can.
It's just, you can.
I can.
You can expect it for sure, but you're not getting it.
I know that you're not getting it. Okay.
It should be done, and I don't disagree with that, but it's just not the way it works.
It can work that way. That's my point. It can work that way.
So when they have 400,000 cars with recalls,
which is worldwide, it's not just in the U.S. Typically, those numbers are
typically some, but yes, there are vehicles here in the United States that reach 400,000 to 800,000 fucking cars.
Correct. Typically, the numbers that they give you though is worldwide numbers. It's not just localized numbers. So when you see those numbers, typically those are worldwide numbers, not 400,000 cars recalled, and they're talking just in the U.S. Typically,
I just said that.
Correct. Typically, those are worldwide.
But there are still quite a few of them that are still reaching that 400,000 to 800,000 car range in the United States alone. Okay. That's not including Canada, Australia,
and those big recalls. What are those?
A lot of those are airbags.
Okay, so absolutely, someone should be handing me a different car so I can go to and from work while you fix my airbag, so I don't get popped in the face doing 75 down the road for no reason. Absolutely.
Airbags don't just do that.
Really?
No.
You sure about that?
Your airbag, a lot of your airbag recalls are due to
the fact that they don't blow up?
Fragments.
Yeah.
Fragments that come out and hurt people and sometimes kill people.
Okay.
Delayed. And sometimes just not going off.
So the stuff that could save your life, I don't get a car while you guys replace it. Again, I'm being devil's advocate on this one. I'm just
I understand.
I agree with what you're
I am
saying.
on
It's
both
not.
sides.
I agree. It's not feasible to a point, but at the same time, maybe they should try and think about some type of accommodation in some way. Hey, look, we're going to have a bunch of this. We can't get to everyone at once, but here's the deal. We're going to set aside X amount of vehicles that can be used, and those are going to be just loan them out for this one particular thing. That way we can get through it. Okay. And yeah, it might take some time.
It's going to take a whole lot of time.
You're right, it is.
Because let me tell you, even if it's only 100,000 vehicles.
Yep.
Okay.
100,000 vehicles nationwide, I agree. It's going to take some time. Yeah, absolutely.
Even at 400,000 in the States. Okay. Let's just say it's 400,000 in the States.
Yeah.
My dealership. How many rental cars do you think we have?
Probably don't have any rental cars, but you know what? You got cars on the lot for loaner.
No, you can't just take a new car and put it out there as a rental. You can't as a loaner.
This is where the manufacturer should allocate something to the effect so it can be used for that. Again, I'm not
There are
saying
programs. There's a program out there that the dealerships could take part of and have
loaner vehicles.
Loaner vehicles, yes.
Yeah.
And this small particular dealership that I work at, this guy doesn't want to do that. But in our case, we have one loaner vehicle that we have, and
Okay.
it's a used car that we took in on trade, and it is now a loaner vehicle. That's all it is.
And
But with
that's
that being
perfect.
said, if you've got recalls, and we had the Hornet as one of them, we had a Hornet recall, and we sold probably 10 of them. That means for our dealership, we could only schedule one recall a day.
Okay.
So what happens when you go to your large dealerships that sell 30, 40, 50 cars a day, and they get those cars in there for recalls? Where do you think the recall is going to go? You as a consumer are going to go back to the dealership that you bought the car from, knowing
Correct.
that they should take care of it, right?
Absolutely.
Right. But
And you know what?
Did you know you could go to any dealership?
Oh yeah, you can go to any dealership.
So
I understand that.
If you bought your dealership at a Dodge store, you should be able to go to any Dodge store anywhere across the country and have your warranty taken care of and or a recall taken care of.
Okay.
So,
And
what I'm saying is with those larger dealerships, even with those larger dealerships, they're only going to have the capability of being able to do so much because
you're about to prove my point here.
they have regular work that comes in and they have recall that work that comes in.
Correct.
Okay. So then they have people that are going to do those recalls.
Okay.
So you're only going to be allowed to be allotted one. Parts availability is another problem, but once the part's there, they have to schedule that person in, so they can only schedule.
You're about to prove my point bigger than shit here. Keep going.
Go ahead.
When you schedule my vehicle to be in the shop, that is when I get the loaner. I'm not asking for the loaner when my vehicle's not in the shop.
Right.
It's scheduling.
Right.
Like I said,
that's my point, though. You want the fucking vehicle. You can't just get the vehicle all the time. If they've got that many fucking recalls,
then don't schedule them all at once. You have to schedule appropriately. That's the problem with.
But
they want to over
you as an individual. If you bought the Jeep with the recall and it catches on fire randomly, you're going to want to take it in right away because you don't want to risk it, right?
Well, if
everybody's going to want to schedule it in, and then when they find out that they can't schedule it because one, they don't have the parts because they have to order the parts.
Yeah.
Then there's parts availability, whether or not they can get them, how long it takes to get them. Sometimes you could get them next day. Sometimes you wait a week.
I get that. Oh, trust me, I get that. I've had to wait that long for a part.
That's the problem with the world. Want right now.
And
everything's got to be right now instead of being patient waiting.
My point is very simple. My point is, if you're going to schedule me to come in and do something,
it should get done.
and if it's going to take over a certain amount of time, I should have the ability to have a vehicle until it gets fixed. Okay. And if that means 24 hours, boom, and that car gets like hot boxed in, I use the car, I pull in, I drop the car off, hand the keys off to the next guy whose vehicle's in there because I'm taking my car and I'm leaving, and it's doing that. Hey, it's all about scheduling.
There's so much more to it than just that. It's just being
I
simple.
I understand there's
not-
so much more to it than that. However, you have to also understand that just because the dealership, okay, works in their own little world,
because they are privately owned. Yes.
they work in their own little world, okay?
Again, yes.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that everyone else's world is negated, okay? And again, it may not be your dealership that's got the issue, but the point is you accepted the work, and I'm going, hey, I need some accommodation. Again, it's not the dealership that should be accommodating it. It should be above, it should be at the manufacturer passing on the accommodation through you. Okay.
It's not how it works because the dealership is privately owned.
Regardless.
So
no. Hold up. You say it's privately owned. Okay, you are absolutely right. It's privately owned,
Yep.
But who dictates what you can and can't have on your dealership? What vehicles get sold on your dealership? Who dictates that?
The owner of the vehicle, the owner of the property, the owner of the dealership.
They
have absolutely choose what they can put on the lot.
They have to have certain vehicles on the lot.
No.
Yes, they do. Yeah, ask them. He has to have certain vehicles on the lot.
No.
Okay?
He has to have a certain amount potentially, but not.
There are certain vehicles that he must have at least one of. Okay. Also, what about your EV port there? Did he have a say in it?
No.
Who dictated that?
So that is a tool, and
who dictated that?
Stellantis did. That's
correct.
Part of owning the dealership.
Oh, but it's
you
private.
You have to follow their rules.
It's private, though.
I understand that.
Okay,
but you still have to follow their rules in order to own a dealership. They
That's
have
what
a standard. They have a standard that they want you to be at.
Correct. That is my point.
You as an individual that bought the dealership have to follow those rules.
Again, that's my point.
When you bought the dealership, you have to follow those rules. You understood those rules.
I understand that. Just like I also understand that if there's a recall that is above the dealership, that is through Stellantis, okay, they should be accommodating in one way or another to make sure that if there is a recall.
I don't disagree with that at all. But I'm also telling you that's just not how it works.
I get that's not how it works. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is the way it should be.
Wish in one hand, shit in the other.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly which one fills up first because I had Taco Bell the other day. And
it's frustrating because there's so many different sides and you and I understand how it should 100% work,
yep.
But it just doesn't work that way.
Correct.
And it never will.
And the thing is,
has been that way.
And because you and I talk about stuff like this, we're able to put out there what does and what doesn't actually happen and why. Yeah. And I'm throwing the frustration of the people out there for you. Okay? Because I get it.
I'm there with you. I was there with you.
I also get the other side of it. And I also understand that, you know what? I make choices. My choice is I'm going to take the vehicle to anybody other than a dealership to get the oil changed. Why? First off, there's not that big of a difference between the dealership doing it and my fly-by-night. And the reason I say that is very simple. The guy in the dealership that's doing the oil change typically is not the most qualified individual in the back office area working on the vehicle. Okay. The guy that's doing the oil changes at the fly-by-night place, like you call it, has done 50 of them before noon. He understands what he's looking at. He understands because he's done it on repetition. Do mistakes happen? Absolutely. Put the wrong oil in. Absolutely. Do you have those shitheads that don't take your oil filter off and just leave the old one on? Yep. Trust me.
Do you know why they do that?
Laziness. They couldn't get it off quickly.
They can't get it off. Is most of the time. Go to Walmart. If they can't get your oil filter out and or off,
yeah. Oh,
whether you have a cartridge or whether you have a spin on, they don't bother. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. But that's not all of your mom and pop places. That's not all of your fly-by-night places. Okay.
No, and here's the thing: you got lucky because you have a fantastic shop that you take your car to.
I do. I actually do. Yeah.
So
it took me a while to
lot
find
of people
it too.
don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't have that luxury of finding that because there's just too many bad people out there or too many crappy shops out there.
Yeah.
Fly-by-nights.
Agreed.
So, me as an individual, I would do my research, and I mean, I didn't always take my shit to a dealership to have it done.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you opened up your own shop, okay, and you offered oil work to be done, okay, you offered the fact to do an oil change, okay, as part of your service. And yeah, you said it was going to take me an hour, or it would take you an hour to go through everything because you're going to look at the tires, you're going to look at the brakes, you're going to look at it. You know what? I'd take it to you. Why? Because I knew you were looking at everything. And I'm going to get my car back in the hour that you told me I was going to get it back at. But these poor consumers, oh yeah, I got 5 free oil changes. That means I just lost 5 days of work. Because I took my car to the dealership and I got to wait 5-6 hours before I get my car back for having an oil change. That's my point. My point is it's horseshit. If you're going to schedule it for 10 a.m. and I show up at 9:45 in time for my 10 a.m. appointment, I should be getting my car back at 11.
I agree.
Okay. Which is why most people say, I don't want to go to the dealership. I'd rather go and take my chances at the fly-by-night. And most of your fly-by-nights are not bad. Okay. Do things happen? Yep, they do. Absolutely, they do.
And here's the other thing with that whole scenario is that shop is designed specifically to do one thing essentially and one thing only.
Yep.
So with the amount of the stuff that they're doing, there's going to be a higher chance and more likeliness there's going to be problems.
No. I would say that the percentage is going to be lower, but because of the volume, it's going to appear that more than it's going to appear more than what it actually is percentage-wise. Does that make sense? You do 5 cars a day, oil change, okay, at a place, and you have 1 a week that has an issue. Okay?
We wouldn't be around.
You're right. You wouldn't be around. Okay? But if you do 500 oil changes in a week and you have 1 a week that has an issue, they didn't change the frickin' this or that or the other. 1. Okay? Your percentage is way lower going to the one that's got the more volume. But because of the fact that it might be 1 a week, like every week there's a new one, every week there's a new one. Well, let's actually take a look at how many they're doing versus how many have gone wrong at a dealership that does way less. Okay. I'm saying I'll take my chances with the people that do it on a daily basis, and that's all they do on a daily basis, versus taking it to a dealership and then wasting my entire day on it. And that's this is from a consumer that has put value on their time ahead of taking it to a dealership. When
I don't agree with your logic there, but that's where I'm going to end that.
Why don't you agree with the
I
logic?
just don't.
You would rather take it to a place and lose a bunch of time than actually.
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would not take it to a dealership that I knew was going to take 5 hours to do an oil change that should be done in
Okay.
35 to 40 minutes.
So what is the part that you disagree with? What's the part that you don't agree with the logic on it? I'm genuinely curious because
I am so surprised that you think so little of a dealership technician changing oil.
Nope. I am not surprised at the dealership's technician ability to change the oil. I am surprised at the dealership taking advantage of people's time. Why would I take it to a dealership when the technician is doing a whole slew of stuff? Because he's talented in that nature. And it takes 5 hours to do an oil change, where I could just as easily take it to someone that specializes in one thing only. And I can pretty much, with a 95% guarantee, say that it's going to get done right. Maybe even a 97 or 98% that it's going to be done right at this, as you call it, fly-by-night place. Okay? Not saying that the dealership technician is less than. I'm saying that they are really talented, but I value my time more than your talent when it comes to doing an oil change. Would I take it to a dealership because there's an actual no shit mechanical problem and my mechanic says, look, this is a little beyond me. You might want to take it to professionals at the dealership because they have the right people that have the knowledge in this, because I'm more of a generalist, because I'm a small mom and pop business and I work on all vehicles where they work on specifically a Jeep. I would take it to the dealership, and I understand that, and I also know what I'm getting into when I do that. I'm going to be looking for another vehicle because I know that dealership isn't going to give me shit. Okay. I know that I'm going to go and see if maybe I have the ability to get a rental car, or if there's a family member that has a spare vehicle that I can borrow when my shit's in the shop. Okay. Which done. I've done that. Okay. It's why am I going to take my car to a dealership and waste 5 hours of my time when I can go to a specialist? This is all they do. Okay. And take it to them and have them do the same job in way less time. And I get my car back and I'm not having to wait. Matter of fact, I don't have to get out of my car. I can sit in my car while this is going on.
Yeah, because they're walking to a pit and they just change oil while they're in the pit. No,
Yeah,
I understand. I understand that.
And I get that the dealership may not have a pit, which I think that's kind of weird that they don't, because you would think that if they're going to be doing stuff like that, they'd want to have a pit, make it easy on them. Okay, they don't. Big deal. Just it seems like something that they'd want to do and build into it, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think anything less of a dealership mechanic. I think they're more talented than what you would probably get elsewhere. But the whole scheduling thing is nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. Not that I disagree with, like you said, or look down upon technicians in a dealership. No, that's not the case, because some of them are really good and they're very specialized, and that's where they need to be at. But I'm not taking it to get an oil change. Just not happening.
And that's your right.
Yeah.
It's your right to take it wherever you want. And it
For
should
right
be. It's
For
your
right
right.
now, it is.
It'll stay that way.
No, it won't. Not if the government has anything to do with it.
Anyways, what do you got? I'm over it.
I'm not. Damn it. Roger, hey, what's going on? Want to give me a heads up on what was going on?
No. You can catch up on it.
before we get into the flock stuff, which is driving me nuts, a little bit of this day in history.
Yeah.
Let's see here. A massive warship, which is part of King Henry VIII's navy, called the Mary Rose, sinks in 1545. The Mary Rose was leading the attack on the French fleet near the Isle of Wight when she sank with all hands aboard. 500 sailors and soldiers were lost. In 1982, they pulled the ship out of the bottom of the actual ocean where it sank at. And it was actually one of the most expensive recoveries in history of archaeology because they wanted to pull up everything that they had, including the guns, including the any type of relics or anything like that as well. And they wanted to keep it as undisturbed as possible. And 1982, they were able to do that at a major cost. So there's that one. 1900, the Paris Metro opens, which would be considered the first subway line opened during the Paris's World Fair that expanded over the next 2 decades and eventually spread to serve the entire Paris urban area. So basically, the big kickstart for the Paris Metro happened in 1900. They had little subways going on, which brings up, when you think about subways, the ventilation that's needed in order to keep people from dying of all sorts of stuff down there from the gases that these subway trains are putting out. It's kind of an interesting marvel in technology when you think about that, having that ventilation and whatnot, and them figuring that out early on before throwing a bunch of people down there and just having a subway car full of dead people.
Yeah.
I mean, people think of the 1900s as antiquated and whatnot, but when you think about the technology that we were building back then and how fast we were building that technology and how quickly we were actually taking that technology and turning it into viable modes of transportation for civilians and still understanding all of the nuances when it comes to, oh, we need to have clean air down in these tunnels, and figuring out how to actually appropriately ventilate those shafts, because it's different than a mine. You know, you got the little trolley cars that you fill up with coal or diamonds or whatever the case is, and you got these mines and you got the little ventilation shafts. When you're talking about larger machinery like this, it puts out a lot more like carbon monoxide and stuff like that. And to have that type of ventilation going on, I think is kind of impressive in and of itself, because when you think about that time period, were they really thinking about that, or was that an afterthought and they're like, oh, maybe we should do this? Which I think that they probably thought about it ahead of time. Let's see. 1903, the first Tour de France was completed. So he completed the race nearly 3 hours before the second place finisher, this guy by the name of Maurice Guerin. So Tour de France is, if I'm not mistaken, it's multi-day, and it is over different sections of France. And to finish 3 hours before the second place person on a 1903 bike that didn't have the same type of gearing that we've got, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That'd be like me or you running the 100-meter dash against Usain Bolt. You know, just the fact that we finished within the same, 2 seconds of them is kind of impressive. Let's see. 1943, the Allies bombed Rome. The bombing raid included more than 500 Allied aircraft and inflicted thousands of casualties on the civilian population. So obviously this is World War II, and Rome was part of Italy, which is part of the bad guys at that point in time, at least how the rest of the world looks at it. And apparently we bombed We bombed Rome and caused thousands of casualties on the civilians. So, and when I say we, I'm talking to allies. That could be Britain, the U.S., um, and those involved in that
Right.
deal. And do you remember Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah.
1946, she took her first screen test. She signed her first contract with 20th Century Fox Studios and was in the title movie of Scooter Ho, Scooter Hey, which I've never seen, I've never
No.
heard of. And I think the most that I remember Marilyn Monroe doing was JFK. So,
Singing to the president.
yeah, doing the president. So, I know there's people in the chat that are probably a little older that remember a little bit more about Marilyn Monroe, but that's what I remember her for, hanging out with JFK. So, 1989, United Airlines Flight 232 crashed. Plane crashed in Sioux City, Iowa, after a catastrophic failure of its rear engine. Of the nearly 300 passengers and crew on board, 111 were killed in the accident and 185 survived. So, more than half survived. Um, and the reason they survived was the quick actions of the crew. Apparently, when the crash happened, the crew was able to get the people evacuated away from the actual plane far enough to where additional casualties didn't happen, and those that were hurt but not seriously hurt, they were able to triage them, which saved their lives even further. So, good news there. And then the last thing is 1997 ceasefire in Northern Ireland. The Provisional Irish Republican Army ends the 25-year guerrilla campaign to end British rule in Northern Ireland. The Provisional Irish Republican Army's agreement to end the ceasefire marked the end of a period of violence and unrest in Northern Ireland called the Troubles. Just like most other people, they don't like to be ruled over by others, and they fought for their freedom, independence, and that's what they've been doing for way too long against the British. And you'll see a lot of stuff with Ireland where they are constantly at odds and ends with British authorities, constantly fighting uh, car bombs, stuff like that. And the British will call the Irish terrorists, and the Irish call the British, occupiers and all sorts of other stuff. So sometimes it's just call the ceasefire, let everything calm down, let everyone's blood come back down, and then, maybe come back to the tables to talk. Or come back to the tables and start blowing shit up again, which happens way too often when it comes to politics.
Yep.
But that right there is this day in history. A couple of days from now is going to be, people's birthdays. We had Pops had a birthday earlier in the month. You had a birthday at the end of last month. We've got other people that.
Kylie, our niece, just had her birthday.
Oh, yeah, she did. And matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, she should be in town today down here.
No, I thought it was tomorrow.
No, I thought she leaves a week from tomorrow and showed up today. Mama T can answer that. I thought it was today. She would be here late today. Maybe during this broadcast.
Roger, are you still here? If you are, let me know. I need to figure out how to get a hold of you. So,
let's see. He put a message in about 10 minutes ago that says, "Hey, what's going on?"
I know, I seen it.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. I need to see if he's still here. He needs to be able. We need to figure out how to get a hold of one another so I can.
Well, what he could do is he could email pourbrothers@gmail.com and shoot you his email and or phone number, and that way you can get a hold of him.
Yep.
Let's see. Here we go. It's called pourbrothersdecisions@gmail.com. I'll type it in the chat, which it was not typing.
Well, you missed out on the earlier conversation of the 304, the one that I got you a bottle for. I went out yesterday for about 5 hours looking for some more of that bottle, and I had no luck. I'm a man of my word. I truly do have a bottle for you. It's here. So I'd like to hook up with you and get you that bottle. So that's why I'm trying to get a hold of you.
And speaking of,
I had a bottle that I drank and loved it, and then I sent a bottle to Arizona. I took a bottle to West Virginia. We had it there, or not West Virginia, but to Georgia. We had it there.
Delicious.
Absolutely good stuff. So just know that ahead of time, you probably have one of the last bottles in existence. They literally only made 258 bottles.
Yep.
So,
and it was delicious.
I have one. It's here. It's waiting for you. I can't get any more. I can't find any more. I'm sure there's probably one or two still hanging out somewhere. I just haven't found it. I did go to a place yesterday. They looked it up and they said the last time that they had a bottle was over a year ago. So I can't believe that I found the bottles that I did find. So I'm not too mad at myself. I am a little mad, but I'm not too mad because I actually drank the bottle and enjoyed the shit out of it. So
absolutely,
we need to come together as a group and get a hold of this place and say, hey, you need to make another run of this shit. So
do you know where the distillery is? Maybe we can knock on their door.
We have a phone number.
Oh,
it's right on the bottle. So
we might be able to make some phone calls.
I'm sure if we got a number, we can get an email and we could do whatever. And anyways, with that being said, yeah, that's the reason why I need to get hold of you.
So another thing is we have our website up and running. Mm-hmm. And I put the link here in the description or in the chat here, Mr. Z Media.
Like hours.
Huh?
It's hours.
Yeah.
I didn't know it went live.
Huh?
I didn't know it went live.
Oh, yeah. You can type it in right now and look at it, sir.
No,
and I will. I'm going to share the screen on this one if I can find it. Yep, there it is. You go to mrzmedia.com/PBD, excuse me, and you'll end up with Poor Brothers Decisions right here. And you can scroll through. You can take a look at everything. Got a little bit about myself and Mr3 here. Okay. It's got a list of every bottle of alcohol that we've drank on the show. It's got what our latest episode's going to be, along with our total followers and whatnot. On top of that, you can click on the buttons down below, and you can see what, all of the shorts that we put out, as well as all the episodes. And then also when we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to do a special little contest
We're going to take a poll.
Yep, we're going to get that. We're going to put that poll out, but we're going to do a smoking session, and we're going to have a little food, a little drink, and a little fun with it.
Yeah.
And also up here at the top, it's going to tell you, when the next episode's coming in. Right now, it's showing here at the top. It's showing live right now. Typically, we're every Saturday, unless something changes. But if it does change, there'll be a little countdown, Dilly Bob, up here in this area right there, showing the change or whatnot. So yeah, Also, there is thing you click on. It shows the different things that we've actually been drinking. And it appears as though Poopy Star has put in a lot of effort into putting in the pictures that were not here yesterday
Yes, he
of
has.
most of the stuff that we've had to drink, which is amazing. Matter of fact, you can see the screwball there, which is
Yep.
the same.
There is the Sandkegs Hide.
The blue lot right there that you're doing.
That is now
Yeah.
almost gone.
Okay.
That's
A lot of a
very good.
fantastic work. But then you again with the episodes, and then let's see, where's it at? Where's it at? Merch. Go ahead and come in here. We have no idea who this guy is that's in our shirt, but
Fucking handsome fellow.
yeah, we appreciate him hanging out. And click on the merch. It'll bring you to kdz.com. And right here is Poor Brothers. And we will be adding more to the merch section here in a little bit. I'd say within the next month, you're going to see some more items. So just something to think about. And yeah, we appreciate.
So, with that being said, please like and share, guys. Let your friends and
Absolutely.
family know. Let everybody else know. We want to try and grow this thing up to where
Yeah.
to where we get monetized and we have to be careful what we say and do. So
Yeah. We won't be able to talk about dealerships in a bad way. Might not be able to talk about Flock in a bad way.
absolutely we can. We just can't.
Fuck yeah, we will.
We just can't. We just can't go naming things, you know what I mean?
Exactly. All right. So Flock. These guys are out of their damn minds if they think that they are not pissing people off.
Do you for a minute before I get riled back up.
Okay. So here's the deal with Flock. Flock is it's a surveillance system. There's no other way to put it. Okay. It is a surveillance system that is under the guise of security. Here's the problem. You can either have security or you can have surveillance. If you're doing it yourself, you can have both. If you are relying on someone else to provide security and or surveillance, they are going to pick one over the other. And the US government will always pick surveillance over your security. Every last time. That is with any government that is seeking to have power over the people. This country was not founded on those principles. This country was founded on the principles of we have freedom and we provide our own security. When I say we provide our own security, that was left to the people, maybe the state, and if it comes to foreign actors such as countries, then our government would step in and help provide security. We were promised freedom. Freedom from foreign governments, freedom from our own government, which is why we have certain provisions within our Constitution, such as freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right to bear arms. Okay. These are rights. These are not given as, oh, we'll take them away if we feel. No, this is not. You were given these rights. These are not to be taken away from you. This Flock system that is out there, I am more and more convinced on a daily basis that it is a government agency that has handed off everything to a civilian
Entity.
entity, or it started off as a civilian entity, which the government agency has come in and taken control of it in various ways. Because I have noticed, and other people have noticed, that the corruption behind it is astronomical. You've got local police, okay, that are utilizing the flock system to stalk their family, stalk their boyfriend, girlfriend, stalk just regular ass people, okay? You have governmental agencies that are utilizing it to track anything and everything that you do. You have a government institution, like the city council, okay, that has said, we don't want this in our area. Turn it off. We are done. We're not paying you anymore. We are done with it. We want it out of here. You guys have gone above and beyond what is comfortable. You are infringing on our Fourth Amendment rights. And Flock has said, oh, we're just going to give it to the police department to use for free. We're not going to charge anyone. Your local city council has deemed it unnecessary. They don't want it, and they have said to take it away. And Flock, this entity, has said, we're just going to leave it there, and we're going to allow the police to use it for free. If that is not a straight up surveillance from a higher power, I don't know what is. We are talking about the likes of World War II, where the German military, the German government was telling the people, hey, give us all the information you got, and as long as you're on our side and you're giving us the information, you'll be okay until you're not okay. People are going to tell you that, hey, if you are utilizing, or if you have nothing wrong, if you're not doing anything wrong, if you haven't committed any crimes or anything, you've got nothing to worry about. Those are the first people that need to be punched in the face. Absolutely, the very first people that need to be punched in the face, because they are trying to push this back on you as if you are guilty because you don't want someone to surveil you. There comes a point where, you have to look at and think about the fact that, hey, I am innocent until proven guilty, and I have the right to face my accuser. You can't face your accuser if it's some freaking AI generated camera system.
Nope.
Okay.
Did you see the lady that was accused of stealing a package because the flock cameras
Yeah.
caught her in the area and she was 100%
Innocent.
and she had proof and they wouldn't listen to her? That cop
would
I
not
think
listen to her.
Didn't you post that?
I think I shared it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it is absolutely moving more towards you are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
Or it's when it should be the other way around.
Absolutely. Flock, they're going to try and tell you that they are we're just a license plate scanner. It's bullshit. Okay.
No, they're tracking everything you're doing.
They are.
I mean, the point being is that cop literally said, and he was just hands down 100%, you're guilty. There's no ends. I know what I'm doing, and blah, blah.
Oh, I can see it right here on video footage.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the video footage wasn't detailed. The video footage was inaccurate because he didn't do his research and he didn't do his investigation correctly. Okay. But to your point, they're tracking more than just the license plate. They're also tracking the MAC addresses of your phone for device to device as you drive by. They are tracking your phone, the MAC addresses from your phone to your vehicle and marrying them together. Okay. If you walk by, they're grabbing the Bluetooth information off of your phone. If you're walking by, not driving, walking by, they are listening. They have audio. Okay. They don't tell you that, do they? Oh, yeah. They got audio associated with them. Okay. It's not just the police departments that have access to it. They'd like to say, oh, it's only for law enforcement. Well, yeah, well, who constitutes law enforcement? Whoever pays them is law enforcement. Your HOAs can put flock cameras in their neighborhoods.
Yep.
They have access
which now
to.
means your freaking HOA president that's on a huge high.
Oh, yeah.
Power trip.
Yep.
Can now mess with you.
They, local entities can purchase the use of the flock cameras. Local entities have the ability to use all of that information from the flock camera, not just law enforcement. You own a shopping center and you want to put flock cameras in your shopping center. You should have that.
They're going to be more than fucking happy to put that shit up there. The flock companies.
You should,
hell yeah.
Yeah, you should have the ability to put surveillance on your own personal stuff, right? I mean, you have a business. You want cameras in and around your business to know if someone's breaking in or what. I get that, okay? But that information should not be going to everybody.
Nope.
You shouldn't be able to just sell that information, okay?
Nope.
But that's what's happening.
And you're talking like shopping mall centers and stuff like that where there's multiple different businesses in there, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So they're wanting to put up the flock cameras in there so they could track everything going in and out.
Correct. But it's not the local business, it's the property owners.
Right. So with that being said, the business itself should be responsible for keeping surveillance on themselves because they're not selling the information. They're just trying to keep their business safe. They now have proof something that has happened. So
absolutely.
And that doesn't just help in the police because now they have proof that something has happened, but it helps in insurance and helps in this and helps in that. But it's keeping their business safe. They're not selling that information going
right.
They're not invading somebody's privacy.
Yeah, I'm going to patronize, or I'm going to come and I'm going to actually come to your site and I'm going to spend money. Okay. I understand that you have camera systems, and I also understand they probably have audio associated with them.
Yeah, it's more for their safety than it is anything else.
Right, I get that. However,
and the protection of their product.
I'm walking down a public road on a public sidewalk, and my information's being grabbed out of thin air because I don't think it's right. A lot of people don't think it's right.
I 100% agree.
People are actively seeking out and damaging the flock cameras, which brings me to another point. In some places, flock was replacing them for free. They are no longer doing that in certain places because of the amount of cameras and whatnot that are being damaged.
So what did you just tell me last night?
About which one?
The app.
Oh, so there is an app called DFlock, DEFLOCK. You go onto the App Store. You can go on to whether it's Apple or Google or whatever. You go into their little App Store. You can download this, and it will show you where all of the flock cameras are at in your area. Then you can go search different areas. The other thing is if you find a flock camera that's not on the app, you can actually put it on the app for everyone else to see.
Pinpoint it, put it on there.
And it is, let me see something. I don't know if I can pull it up here. I'm going to see if I can. Actually, it just might. Right? Oh, jeez. I was not prepared for this. But we're going to take a look at this here. This is flock cameras. So let's take a look at, I don't know. Let's go. I don't know if you can see that, but that says Atlanta. And each one of those is a flock camera. And I live in the Atlanta metro area. This is Atlantic Station down here. You got a camera there, camera here. Okay. Cameras up here, all over the place up here. That's a lot of cameras right in this small area here.
No doubt.
But this is cameras in view. You can take a look over here on this side. 3,919, just what you're looking at here on this screen. I back out and I take a look at the entire U.S. 117,000 flock cameras. Let's take a look up here in Philadelphia area. Okay. You got 132 flock cameras right here on your screen. Just on the screen that you're looking at right here. You got 44 on the screen right here. In a little town called Glassboro. What's another good one to look at? Let's look at the Chicago area. $3,700 right here in the screen alone. Tell me that they're not watching everything that you're doing. And tell me that this is just some small private company that has no governmental involvement. I don't buy it. I am fully convinced that this is absolutely, and it may not have started this way, but it is absolutely now a government agency that is controlling this for strictly surveillance. It's craziness. And they're watching everything that you're doing. And just because you live in an area over here, say Gallup, New Mexico, where they've only got one, how long until they put 10 more in there? Take a look at.
Go a little north of that where it looks like it's empty. No. North, like up.
Montana?
Look at that bare spot right there.
Right here?
Yeah. I mean, is there a state that doesn't even have?
Oh, no. There's not a state right now.
Pretty much every state has at least something in there. That's Canada.
Nope, this is Alaska right here, and they Alaska. Don't have any there. Well, let's take a look at Hawaii. Yeah.
Hawaii even has them.
Yep. So if I take a look at just Hawaii, they've got 59 of them over all their islands. Alaska is the only state that doesn't have any flock cameras.
Maybe they haven't figured out how to get them to work in the cold.
Well, let's take a look at Phoenix here. Just in Phoenix metro area, and it kind of goes down to Casa Grande and whatnot. 1,474 of them.
That's let's go to unreal.
This is Glendale, Peoria, Sun City, Surprise.
Okay. A little bit of Phoenix dropped up in there.
Yep. And we're looking at 913 here. We'll take a look at, let's see here. This is what, I-17 right here. This is Beardsley. Okay. Mm-hmm. So pan out just a little bit here, this is the area that you and I grew up, worked in, lived in for a good portion of our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was never a thing. And all of a sudden, basically overnight, we've got flock cameras everywhere. This is West Bell Road here. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got Paradise Valley area over here.
Where is that right there?
This here.
Yeah. What's the streets there?
This is East Bell Road and North Tatum.
Yeah. So you're basically looking at what used to be what PV Mall area?
Bell Road and Tatum. No.
Tatum and Bell. Okay, so that'd be like I bet you that's probably like
So
yeah, I know where that's at. That'd be like where the Home Depot's at on that side. That's probably Home Depot right there. Or what used to be.
let's see, you got the Walmart right here.
I think
Five
on
Guys.
the corner there, right where all those cameras would be the Home Depot, I would thought.
Well, it's not saying anything here. I mean, it could be.
Huh.
But yeah, it's everywhere.
That's just so asinine and unreal.
I mean, we take a look at, let's go with where am I looking at? That's Lexington, Kentucky here. This area here's got 335. If I go over to, let's see. See, that's Pittsburgh up here.
Yeah, go a little bit south of that.
840 there. Go down. You should have Morgantown right here,
Yeah.
which is in your neck of the woods that you're currently
Yep.
in. You got 55 of them, just what you're picturing here. Okay. 55.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, you got some of these smaller towns that's out here. You know, yeah, Blacksville doesn't have anything. You've got 100, Littleton. Okay, they don't have any. But how long until it happens?
Well, and a lot of that is due to the fact that it's probably just a small town, and they were putting them in the larger cities.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
because that's where a lot of the people are at.
Yeah.
So
And that's where they're going to have the best control. Let's take a look at New York. 6,500 here. Let's get down a little closer. Okay. Just what you're looking at right here. 2,733 cameras. It's nuts.
yeah, but I think they've gone a little.
Oh, well, look at this here. They've got them down here in British Virgin Islands. What's this little island here? Wait, why do they feel the need to surveillance everything? Let's see.
Because they want control, brother.
Oh yeah. Well, that's exactly my point. Is it's not about your security. It's not about your safety. It's about control. That's all this is.
Yep.
And they're going to try and get, and mind you, this is just one company. Okay. One company that does surveillance. Okay. And it's called Flock. There is a, let me see if I can, no. That one's just kind of a funny, not what I'm looking for. All right. So it's, trying to think of the name of it. Palantir. It's a rival company to Flock. It's Palantir or something like that. They are putting these cameras on school buses. And you're like, oh, cool. Cameras on school buses. That helps make sure that the vehicles that decide to pass a school bus while it's trying to load up kids, we can, do what needs to be done, which is get these menaces off of the streets that are flying by school buses, which when you have a school bus that stopped and you have these little kids, you know, you
In
want to
the
keep them
grand
safe.
scheme of in the grand scheme of things, it's
Yeah.
it's they're trying to make it.
They're making it so that it's easier for the police to, hey, we got this person
Oh,
that
and the
ran.
public go, oh yeah, they're just helping my kids. No, it's not.
Absolutely. But that's a camera. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
As long as
But
it's not being sold out.
but now they're putting LPRs on it that have the same capability that these flock cameras have, that are grabbing the license plate, which also has the ability to pull the Bluetooth, which also has the ability to pull so much more information than just, hey, Mr. Cop, here is a picture of the vehicle and the license plate. And we have a little bit of a video that shows that we were stopped, we had our lights on, and it blew through.
So, in the grand scheme of things, yes, I understand why they installed that, and why they even installed the LPR slash the Bluetooth grabbing capabilities, because most people have a phone on them, right?
Right, but why does the Bluetooth matter?
Because if they can pull Bluetooth off of it, they can prove who was in the car. It
Okay.
doesn't make it freaking right, but it
No,
is something
absolutely.
that they're using to tag the guy. We have
Absolutely.
pulled your Bluetooth. You were
Yep,
in the car. Now, they could pull multiple Bluetooths. They can't prove who was driving.
correct.
So, with that being said, most people are driving by themselves. So that's why they had put that Bluetooth capability in there alongside of the LPR, because now they have your license plate, they have video of it, and they have a Bluetooth. Regardless of all of that bullshit, it is 100% still freaking wrong.
Agreed. Side note here, a little bit of a side quest, real quick. I believe it was Ohio. I could be misspeaking on this, but they passed where the police can ask the person that's in the passenger seat for their information. Now, I'm not talking like, hey, look, they were all accused of robbing a store or nothing. No, they pulled you over for a traffic stop. Obviously, they asked the driver's license and all that. They can start asking the passengers, and they are now required to give that information up. Where
Where's this
before,
at?
I believe it's Ohio.
You won't catch me going there. I'll go tell that guy what to do. I give
It
him a
now,
reason.
it's now their law,
Don't care.
and yeah, it's a
Piss up a rope.
Ace. Yeah, we just talked about that. School buses are now being armed with cameras that could be rolling flock cameras. Right, it's a different company other than Flock, but yes, it's the same exact thing. Um, but yeah, they're putting these on school buses, and how long until they start putting them on city vehicles?
Public transportation. Yeah.
Yeah, buses. You know.
Trams.
Yep.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yep. So, um, I need to do something real quick. I need you to take the helm for a minute. Yep. Sorry, I gotta take this. you gotta jump on here, brother.
I don't have anything on
Don't.
Flock other than how bad I disagree with it.
Well, talk about that for a second, and why.
It's the same shit we were always going over. It's literally invading your privacy. So no, I don't agree with it at all. So I believe that we as humans have been taken advantage of, and over the course of our lifetimes, they have conditioned us, and they have given us this end of it to this end of it when it's their ultimate is in here. So I think we just need to wise up as a people and figure out how to speak up and how to do it the right way, but also sometimes doing it the wrong way is the way to do it the right way. So I believe that I understand what the app is for, and I believe it's a good thing to have. But also, what is the app doing aside from just letting the average person know where it's at? I think the ulterior motive to that could be uh, just people being aware of where they're at, for one, but also um, for those that may be on the spectrum of wanting to take care of things on their own, which you should never do with a green laser, um, or any kind of saw. I think it's good information for the public to know where everything's at and where it's at exactly. So,
I am not going to say that destruction of property is ever a good thing.
no, it's not, because, uh, but
But
in this particular case, I believe it's somewhat warranted.
I don't necessarily disagree with the
Would it be
concept of it.
would it be something that I would do?
Typically, no.
Probably not. But
Um, but I will tell you
if,
that some
I
people
was,
have gotten in trouble and it wasn't them, but they just like that lady you were talking about. Oh, I would be all for. Like if I got in trouble for something that obviously wasn't me and I got hemmed up for a while, I would probably not give two shits about the cameras getting destroyed at all, even a little bit.
no, and right now for me, I haven't had any issues with it. But I am not gonna, if I see it, brother, I'm telling you, I didn't see it.
Right. No. Don't disagree with that.
So
I think they're pushing the bounds and the limits too far, and they're going to continue to do it until they get enough pushback. And unfortunately, I think some of that pushback, which is not ever going to make it to the court systems, because it would
flood the
bog down
system.
it completely. Okay.
Yeah, it would flood it and bog it down.
I
For sure.
think that the only other way that it's going to have a lasting effect, unfortunately, is the fact that some of these cameras are getting destroyed and Flock is no longer covering the cost of them. And they're forcing the local municipalities to pay for the replacement of them.
Mhm.
And I think that is going to be enough at some point where the local municipalities are going to be like, nope, we're done with it. Get it out of here. Now,
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to hurt their pocketbook.
correct. Now, here's the other problem with all of this. We have the flock cameras that are on the pole. They have the camera and the uh, solar dish on top. Okay. Very, very common. Everyone knows what they are. They're also changing the way they look, and they're putting them up on taller poles with more advanced camera systems so they can read plates from farther away. They are on poles that are very indicative of maybe a traffic camera, okay, versus its own standalone pole. They're getting put in places that are we've already become accustomed to seeing other types of cameras there. Oh, it's closed CCTV for the county. Okay.
But how long do you think that that's going to last? Just they can keep changing it all they want, but with the fact of the matter is if somebody gets in trouble with it, do you really think that they're going to keep it to themselves? They're going to tell this guy, this guy, and this guy, and this guy. The
Correct.
guys that are actually installing these things are going to get a conscience at some point. And there's been several of them that have come out and said,
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, this is where it's at. Yeah.
I am the one installing them. This is what it is. And that they're going to get tired of it, and they're going to quit doing the job potentially, and they're going to spill the beans and say, hey, this is what it is currently, and this is what they're doing, and then it's just going to keep evolving, but it's going to keep getting put out. It's going to keep getting leaked out.
Yeah. Well,
So,
speaking of leaking, okay, an NSA whistleblower came out and said that the flock camera system is becoming a 24/7 surveillance grid. Okay. I'm going to leave the NSA's, the whistleblower's name out of it just because I don't think it's as relevant as the rest of the information. But he's warning that flock cameras are not just crime fighting tools. Okay. I get it. We want to have a way to fight crime. We want to have a way to keep people, safe and blah, blah, blah. But there's a fine line between security and freedom.
Yep.
And they're the backbone of a growing surveillance ecosystem designed to track the movements of ordinary citizens in real time. It's not even tracking people after the fact. It is tracking you now. Okay. And this is another reason why I don't like Ring door cameras. Okay. Because it's been a known thing that Ring has given door camera footage to local police without the authority or the permission of the homeowner that has the Ring camera system. Okay.
it makes me wonder because Ring is not the only one out there that has a doorbell. Arlo
Correct.
is one of them, and then it kind of makes me wonder whether or not Arlo or any of the other ones
Right.
that are out there, have they done that?
Correct. And this is when I talk about flock, okay, I'm talking about one singular company in general, but there's multiples of them, just like the one that put the cameras on the buses, or maybe even on the trash trucks. Okay.
Well, what about Waymo, the self-driving cars? They got
Yeah.
cameras all over the fucking place.
Correct.
They have to
So-
have them to drive, but
Who's to say that they don't have that
they're not.
capability?
Yeah, they're not using that car as a capable surveillance
Correct.
because of where it goes.
And like I said, I'm saying flock in general because that is the main name, but there's others out there. Okay. I have a camera doorbell system that is not connected to the cloud. Okay. I have access to it via a personal system. Okay. But it's not something that is uploaded to the cloud and available for everyone to see. Okay. Unlike the Ring doorbell, which gets taken to the cloud, and that's how you access it. Mine is not through the cloud. Okay. Arlo, I don't know if Arlo is through
They
the
have
cloud.
a cloud. They have a cloud.
Okay. But can you do it without the cloud? Good question.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah. But the fact that anybody can access this information just by jumping on a computer real quick, okay, whether it be Flock or whether it be, any of the others, that's where the concern comes in at. So this whistleblower was saying by outsourcing the infrastructure to private companies, governments can sidestep constitutional limits and claim they're merely buying a product, even as they gain full ability to monitor entire populations. This is not the first thing I've heard of government being involved in the flock style system. Okay. This is just another page in the book. The network doesn't stop at license plates. With technologies that can detect Bluetooth and other wireless signals, Bluetooth earbuds,
Yep.
Okay, Wi-Fi cameras that, like your GoPros, stuff like that. All right. Your car's plate, your phone, your smartwatch, and other devices all become beacons. And they can tie
every
all
one of your new cars now have 4G or 5G LTE in them,
Yeah.
so they have cell phone service in the fucking cars.
Right, but they're taking those little beacons
Yeah,
and
and they're pinpointing you.
and they're associating it with you. So let's say you don't take your car, or you're in someone else's car. Maybe it's a 1970 GMC pickup, right?
Yep.
Doesn't have Bluetooth or anything in it.
Nope, but your
Okay?
cell phone does, or your earbuds do.
And they're hey, this person is in this vehicle, and they went from here to here.
Yep.
Okay.
They can
Together.
track you.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what all of this is, which also brings back data centers. What are they doing? What the hell is that for?
Collecting data.
Right. Why? Why do they need all these data centers? Oh, it's for all the AI stuff. Bullshit. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. That's all it's for. Nope. Together, these systems feed into everything and can build detailed profiles of where you drive, where you visit, which events you attend. I went to a concert. I went to a movie. I went to a ball game. Okay. How you move through your city. Oh, I took a bus. I took the train. I took a car. I rode my bicycle. I walked. All data can then be stored, queried, and shared far beyond your local police department. The whistleblower broke down how these converging signals, license plate readers, Bluetooth, wireless transmissions, and vehicle communication systems, and more, create a de facto tracking system on every American. When that system runs through private corporations instead of directly by the government, it opens a dangerous backdoor, the unlimited power to quietly misuse the data with far less oversight and far fewer constitutional protections than most people realize. Again, back to something I said earlier, the government has greenlit a private company and helped them expand under the guise of, no, it's all private, but we're going to keep the data.
Yep.
We're going to have access to it.
Yep.
And this is not the first time a government has done that.
No.
So when I say that this whole flock thing is concerning, there's a reason for it. Do you want someone knowing every little thing that you're doing? And this isn't anything biblical either. Okay. This is just as we sit right here, right now. Okay. If you want to throw biblical stuff into it, take into account in Revelations, it says that you will not be able to purchase anything without the mark of the beast. Well, how are they going to actually do all of that? I'm looking at this going, well, this is a good start, isn't it? They know where you go. They know how you do this, that, and the other.
They can fucking shut you down.
Yeah. Okay. At one point, there was a thing going around with credit cards. They were putting little codes on everything that was purchased. And it included firearms had a code, ammunition had a code, and stuff associated in any way, shape, or form with firearms or ammunition. And if it fell within that code, okay, they were able to track it. And they were going to put in there the ability to deny you the ability to purchase something via the card based off of the code, which would keep you from buying ammunition or even firearms.
Yeah, well, it would just force the average person like you and I to go, well, guess what? I'll just get cash.
Well, they're already trying to get rid of cash. How many businesses are cashless?
There's quite a few of them.
They've already gotten rid of the pennies. Have you seen what they're doing there? Rounding up, rounding down to the nearest 5 cents on all purchases.
Oh, well, there's that, but then they're also asking, well, do you want
to donate the 3 cents to us?
They want the donation.
Yeah.
There are companies out there asking for, do you want the pennies or whatever? They're literally asking you, do you want your pennies? And it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I want my pennies. I mean, you're not going to give me free money. So yeah, I want my pennies.
No, they're not going to want to round up to if they owe you 4 cents, they're not going to give you a nickel back.
No. So there are some companies, and they've actually got it posted, that they're asking you if you're going to pay cash to pay
With exact change.
with exact change as best you can. If it ends in a 7, a 6 or 7, a 1, 2, 6 or 7, they round down. If it ends in a 3, 4, or 8 or 9, they round up. And the business is doing this. So they figured that if it ends in a 1 or 2, they round down to the 0. If it ends in a 6 or 7, they round down to the 5. But if it ends in the 3 or 4, they round up to the 5. And if it ends in
Because it
8,
balances out.
that's what they're hoping with. But here's the thing. You can manipulate your pricing in such a way that you are going to always
Constantly
be
have it.
rounding up.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
the same thing with the digital tags at the Walmarts and the Targets and all that now.
Yeah.
They can literally change the price on you right then and there.
Yep.
And they can change the prices on the products on peak hours.
Correct.
And they don't have to do it by much. You figure they do it by 2 or 3 cents, 4 cents. Nobody's going to notice that.
Correct. It's when
They're
they
gonna
start to
make-
get greedy that gets
They're
noticed
going to make
quickly.
a freaking killing.
Oh, yeah. So, let's see here. There's a YouTuber out here, and he does a lot of stuff with investigating a lot of different variety of stuff. I've seen him investigate, um, gangs, street racing. I've seen him investigate, a whole bunch of different stuff. And one of the things that he did was he was investigating flock cameras. And he's out there and he's looking at the cameras, and he noticed someone that kept kind of following him. So he started following this guy. And the guy ended up calling the police on him and goes, well, we're just out here, looking at all of these flock cameras. And we believe that this guy that was following us happened to see us, and he works for Flock, and he was trying to figure out what we were doing. So we started to follow him and ask him questions, and that's how you guys got out here, because he called the cops on us. And it's an interesting little YouTube video.
Well, yeah, because he's being surveilled now.
And he doesn't like that.
And he doesn't like it.
No. And that's exactly one of the points that was
Do
said
unto
was,
others that you would want done to yourself,
he goes,
man.
you work for Flock, but you don't like to be surveilled. How do you think us normal citizens feel about being surveilled? And I saw that and I kind of giggled about that, like,
Yep.
He's proven a point
backfired.
that I've been, yeah. So you've got that going on. There's a lady, Palantir. That's the name of that other company with the school buses, Palantir. Okay. She's a whistleblower as well. I'll leave her name out of it. But she stated that Palantir started as a DARPA project. And she went into how the way that they're going about it and the surveillance is going to fundamentally destroy the constitutional protections that we are afforded because of the way that they're going to be able to do the surveillance with these cameras and the information that it gathers. And she goes into a fairly long speech on how this was, but you can look her up. And it's actually a pretty good little short video that I've got of her. Her name's Whitney Webb. But she talks about how this private company was actually started by DARPA and what the information was gathered for and so on. Again, that's another company and another government agency backing up the fact that I think that it may have started off as a private company, but it has quickly evolved into government agency throwing enough money at it where it's no longer a private company. It is a fully functional government company that has enough layers between it and the company that it can say, "Oh, it wasn't us." So
Right.
when shit backfires, they can wipe their hands of it.
Of course.
Uh, Multiple police officers are being removed from their positions across the country. There's been some here in Georgia. There's been some in Chicago. There's been some in Houston. Um, because they're caught using the flock cameras to stalk their own family members.
Yeah,
Using
I
the flock
remember you
cameras,
saying that last time. Yeah.
they're stalking people that they've pulled over. I'm like, oh, she was cute. I'm going to stalk her now, figure out where she. Okay. Just stalking people, stalking their enemies. Um, and in some places, the the citizens are demanding that these cameras come down. And like I said earlier, even some of the city municipalities have said, hey, we don't want the flock system here any longer. It has been abused and we want it gone. And Flock has said, okay, well, you don't have to pay for it. We're just going to leave it there. And the citizens are pissed. And it's no wonder they're cutting them down. It's no wonder they're hitting them with the green lasers. It's no wonder they're actively destroying
running them over with their own cars.
Yeah. There was someone that got in trouble for running it over with his own car. He had like 3 or 4 of them. This was going down the road. Like, oh, there's one, and ran it over. And I think the big reason he got caught was because of the fact that um, part of his vehicle got damaged, and it was kind of a, yep, that looks like what damage the flock camera could do. So, but yeah, you've got that. Another instance is a reporter was talking to one of the flock representatives that's high up in the company. And the reporter goes, you're saying flock does not track people, correct? The flock representative tried to deny it, but then they showed a condor camera, the one designed to literally follow your movements in real time. So most of your flock cameras are stationary and they face one direction.
Mm-hmm.
They have another subset of flock cameras that actually move on their own and they can follow. They lock onto a person and they'll follow that person. Okay, and that's a condor camera.
Yep.
And no matter which way you try and move, like if you notice it and you try and move out of its way, it just follows you. Okay. These cameras can zoom in on your phone screen and see what you're looking at. They recognize faces, pull up personal details in minutes using commercial facial recognition. Yeah. So it's also got facial recognition built into it now, not just LPRs. It's got,
they're not going to just stop at just LPR, dude. It's going to have everything in it.
Yep. And this goes
built into it.
And this goes back to the conspiracy that I have been fully invested in since COVID. Is the whole reason they said you must wear a mask is so they can zero in their facial recognition to only use part of your face and realize who you were. So that's my little conspiracy theory I'm going to throw out there for the world to use. To give you an example of one of the things that this flock system did, this condor system, they tracked a couple who was arguing at a street market, and within 2 minutes knew one just finished medical school and the other had chronic IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Why should I know that you have IBS off of a flock camera? How would I get that information off of a flock camera? What information are they able to pull from off of this flock camera to know that I have
everything? Because everything's fucking public anymore.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you see why people are pissed off at this stuff? Then they got.
Here's the thing: the only way you're going to get rid of it and get out of the system is to get it in an older vehicle, get rid of your phones, and get rid of the internet, and get rid of anything technologically advanced. You
Well,
basically have to go off the fucking grid.
Facial recognition, man.
Yeah, but if you're self-sufficient, you don't have to do anything or go anywhere.
Well, they know that
go to work.
They know that you. They know when you leave your house, and they know when you come home, and everything in between, because they got the camera at the one end of the block and the camera at the other end of the block.
Mm-hmm.
So, cops are openly bragging that you can't get a breath of fresh air in or out without us knowing. Okay, there's a video of a lady, the same one you were talking about.
Yep.
Okay,
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
You can't breathe without me knowing.
Yep, and this is you, and I know it's you, and and 100% wrong. But
luckily, she was able to afford to be able to prove his ass wrong.
Oh, correct. So it's not just license plate; it's full blown surveillance, and it's everywhere. So, let's see. What was this one here? Multiple towns in Connecticut are permanently removing flock cameras from their neighborhoods after a massive backlash over privacy concerns. A FOIA request revealed that in just one town, third parties access cameras data more than 500,000 times in only 9 weeks. Flock safety cannot guarantee it's not sharing information with federal agencies or anyone else that has cash.
Yep.
So yeah, Flock is 100%
bullshit.
Yeah. And again, people are gonna say it's for your safety. I will take my freedom over safety every day because I can be assured that I can provide my own safety better than a cop that is designed as a reactionary force.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree. I'll take my chances keeping myself safe.
Is that to say that cops are not needed? Hell no, cops are needed 100%. Okay. Absolutely they do. But they are here for, you don't have a cop following you around 24/7, keeping you safe. They're there for a reactionary purpose. Okay. They're there for, it's the same thing as a fireman or an EMT. They're not there to follow you around 24/7 to keep you from burning or to keep you from having a heart attack.
Right.
They're there when shit hits a fan, they react to it. That's what their purpose is. Okay. That's fine. I'm okay with that. When it comes to right here, right now protection, I'll take care of that. And if it doesn't work, well, the cops can show up a couple minutes. I think I can handle a couple of minutes on my own. Usually, okay. Are there going to be circumstances you can't? Yep, shit happens.
Yep.
Okay, that's life. But the point is the government is there to serve the people. The people are not there to serve the government.
Yep, and the government is trying to turn it the other way around.
Correct. And when they say it's for your safety, you look at them and tell them, go fly a kite, go eat a bug. I want my freedom over safety.
Yep.
Okay. And that's the way that the populace should be thinking about all of this, because they're giving way too much away. They're allowing too much to happen. So that's my rant on Flock. I'm going to try not to have anything to do with Flock on our next one, unless something egregious happens and I'm not going to be able to hold it in. I'll have to share it with you. But outside of that, you want something else that's going to upset you a little bit? Just a little. Not a lot, just a little. Can you imagine if you rented out your little home right there as an Airbnb. And a group of people decided that who you rented it to, we're just going to start lighting fireworks all inside your house, destroying your shit. Then you happen to come home because you heard something was going on. You walk into the house and they're all there, and you confront them about it, and then they start attacking you. Be a little upset. Watch this one.
Bro, this shit wild, bro.
Okay. Bro, what are you talking about?
Your money. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn! Where? Fuck you, bro. What is?
They went in to this dude's house who rented it to him and started destroying his stuff. And then assaulted him on top of it all. And this is not a black thing, white thing, or whatever. This is a
No respect for anybody else's stuff.
correct. And this happens across the country.
Probably more than you wanted to. Probably
admit.
more than people know.
Yeah. And you rent a house out, okay? You rent it to them, and you're like, hey, look, you haven't paid rent in 3 months. I understand you're on hard times. However, if I don't get a rent payment by next month, I'm going to have to start the eviction notice. And then you don't get your rent. You pay the money to get the eviction notice, legalized and everything, then have them, finally you get it kicked out, okay? And then you go into the house and there's holes all on the wall. The piping's been jacked up. Your place is flooded because they destroyed everything. All because you kicked them out of the house. It was not theirs. It was yours. You were renting it to them. Okay? And this happens on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
It's, like you said, the lack of respect for other people's stuff. And it infuriates someone like myself, like you, that have put time and effort and money into making stuff our own. And to think that, you know what, I want to be able to help people out. In the process, I'm going to make a little bit of money, and that's fine. But I want to be able to help people out, maybe make something affordable. Hey, someone wants to go on vacation. I have this extra place. I can utilize it, one, to make money, but also make their vacation a little bit better. And then they destroy it. It just, people wonder why I have lost faith in humanity in most cases. And it's because of stuff like that. It's rampant.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are we being surveilled on everything that we do, but the people that are fucking our shit up, they're not really getting in trouble for it. It's like, damn it. So, all right. One more small thing, kind of upsetting.
Save it for a second.
What? I don't want to save this one. All right, I'll save this one, but I'm going to play this other one here, which is kind of funny to me. And the reason I think it's funny is just because it's like, how do you not notice? But then again, how do you notice when you're driving? I think this would suck on so many different levels. And I wonder how far he actually got before he realized that all of this was happening. And I know that those reels weigh a stupid amount. So how much is all of this going to weigh when they try and, like, how are they going to clean it up? This is, it's amazing that we can do so much yet not have the proper safety stuff to keep this from happening. And the amount of traffic and cleanup that's going to take to get this taken care of. Have you seen this one yet?
No. Oh my lord. That's a lot of metal, dude. Holy smokes.
This is, and you know those weigh a stupid amount.
Well, yeah.
And now they're going to have to clean all of that up.
Yeah, that's all going to get cut up in pieces.
Because they're not going to be able to pick it up and just throw it in the bed of a pickup.
And
This is
this
gonna
guy, the crazy thing is, this guy has he may notice there, but because it looked like he hit his brakes, but
Yeah, but he could have hit the brakes going around it.
Jiminy Christmas.
Do-do-do-do. All right, enough of that one.
Yeah, those metal rolls are they're not light.
No, I've seen where they load them wrong, and then the person ends up hitting the brakes, and it kills the person in the cab because it just rolls right through the cab of the.
Yeah.
Yep. Seeds. Seedless grapes. You like those, don't you?
I mean, I like grapes. I don't eat them. I don't eat them often at all. So
How about watermelon?
don't eat them hardly at all.
You
I
don't eat
don't.
watermelon?
No. I'll
So
be
you
honest-
don't eat your vegetables or your fruits?
I'll be
Mom.
honest with you, I don't know when the last time was that I actually had
Vegetables or fruit?
a watermelon. Grapes probably within the last year or so, but I'm just not a big grape eater or watermelon eater. I like them, but I just, for whatever reason, I'm not that
Well,
big on it. I need to get back to eating more of it, but
grapes, seedless. Oranges, seedless. Watermelon, seedless.
well, yeah. Do you know why?
Oh, yeah. It's so that you now have to have a subscription to buy fruits and vegetables. And you can't plant your own and grow your own. And you have to rely on someone else.
Mhm.
That's why. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like having a seedless grape. And it's a very shocking thing when you throw a grape in your mouth and you bite down on a grape that you think is just going to be woohoo. And then all of a sudden you're biting on a seed. It's like, damn it. And I don't mind, having the seedless watermelon. That way I don't have to take the seeds out and spit them out or whatnot. But why are we allowing it to happen on such a massive scale? Well, it's because we want convenience, like you said earlier. We want convenience. We want
They don't want the public to be able to grow their own damn food.
correct.
That's
And
the problem.
That's the way it's going.
Mhm.
And you're going to have some type of subscription service in order to get your grapes and your apples and your watermelons and your oranges and stuff.
Thank God there are still places out there that provide seeds to everything.
For now.
Yeah.
And might need to start getting backstock in it, because the seeds, as long as they're dried out and they're stored properly, will last indefinitely for the most part. As long as you can store them correctly. I believe it's in Iceland. Could be wrong of the country, but I believe it's in Iceland. Maybe it's Norway.
We have a big, huge underground place full of seed. So if anything catastrophic happens, we can start over.
Right, and I'm trying to think of where that's at. I think it's Iceland.
It's either Iceland or Norway, I thought.
The seed vault is... Where's it at? It's Norway. It is Norway. But they have a seed vault, and they have all the seeds that you can think of put into this vault so that if something catastrophic were to happen, hopefully the seeds would survive and they'd be able to eventually start over with them. And I'm thinking, well, if that happens, who has the seeds? Just these people. I might want to have some of my own seeds.
I can guarantee you that that's not the only place that has a seed.
No, it's not. That is the largest one in the world, though.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember where it was, but it is Norway. All right. I got two funnies for you before we get out of here. Right here.
Oh my God! Yeah, I've seen this one.
You've seen this one?
Yeah.
So this is a weapon that is typically put on like an airplane or something, maybe a helicopter or whatnot, but they've mounted it onto a vehicle. And you can see here, he's got little shoulder bars here, so you can get up underneath it and try to regain control of it, maintain control of it. This guy here is watching, like, yep, he's going to do it right. This is, I believe, Russian. Okay. So yeah, this is actually kind of funny.
So freaking dangerous.
So, did you see? Well, first off, let's head over.
Luckily, that barrel was in an upward position that it didn't kill anybody.
And this guy here ducked enough, but it spun this dude around
and took him out. Like,
so
just threw him off of it.
This is one and out. Comes around, and it's like you said, it's in an upward position, goes above this dude's head, flings that guy off, and as soon as it flings him off, he's letting go of the trigger, so it stops firing right here.
No. It made almost full three. It almost made a full 3 revolutions before it stopped, and that dude was off of it, and it was still firing.
Right here. So that's.
See, he's off. There's no trigger there, and you can still see the rounds being fired off.
That's the depression of it. It stops, and then this part here is still spinning like crazy, which is cool. He comes up, he's trying to stop it. And then right here, he stops it. He stands up. And then he grabs a hot barrel.
Ouch. Yeah, he's hating life after that one for sure. Damn.
So, why do I think this is kind of funny? I think this is kind of funny because they didn't have the safety protocols in place on such a large weapon. Now, on something like that, it should have been anchored in to where it would only move left or right in a very specified lateral limits. Okay. This right here, it just spun around like a freaking merry-go-round. I think it's funny because of the visual effects. Dude gets thrown off of it, gets spun around and thrown. No one got hurt, so that's good. So we're able to laugh about, the mistakes. That way they can't be or shouldn't be done again because people will learn from them. And then the other one is grabbing of the barrel. And I laugh at that because as a machine gunner, I have grabbed a hold of a hot barrel before. And the immediate thing that ran through my head was, I knew the damn thing was hot. Why'd you do that? Dummy. You dummy. And that's exactly what went through that guy's head because you saw him grab it. It was hot. And he does that. And you could just, his body language says, dumbass.
Yeah. And then back to making sure everybody was okay.
Yep. Making sure everyone was good. Making sure no one was like overly hurt. Dude probably, busted up his shoulder when he got thrown off of the back of that pickup and whatnot.
Or maybe more.
But everyone lived on there. That's the whole point. Everyone lived. No one got seriously hurt. And it's a good thing with weapons. Always point stuff at you intend to shoot. Keep your fingers straight and off the trigger unless you're ready to fire. He wasn't ready.
No, he wasn't.
He was not ready. And just, overall safety. They didn't follow all the safety stuff, but it was definitely a lesson I guarantee those that we saw in that video learned from. And they're going
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then I got this other funny one here before we get out of here, which cracked me up. So, got the young lady driving this golf cart. Got these two other young ladies here and this gentleman in the back here just going for a ride. It looks like maybe it's a wedding or maybe it's a costume party or something. I don't know. But
两袖清风走，一阴一阳之谓道，仔细东来。
Wait, what?
all right, we'll go through this step by step. She's driving. She takes a turn too hard, which throws her out. She then notices that her friend got thrown out. She's kind of laughing about it. And she's concerned for her friend's safety. So she goes to check on her friend. These two realize that the two people in the driver's seat and the passenger seat up front who have control of the brakes and the steering wheel and the gas have exited the vehicle. And no one's driving. And it's funny because you can see the people on the ground.
There's the driver right there, yeah.
And we back it up just a little bit. You can see the other lady.
Mm-hmm.
One flip-flop, the other foot without a flip-flop right there. And this one decides, I'm going to go help. They see her on the ground and then realize, wait a second, who's driving this bus?
Good God.
And it crashes. And this is why you don't let certain people drive. Because you're probably going to get in a wreck.
Oh my God.
I watched it about 10 times and then cracked up the entire time because I kept catching little glimpses of stuff that I missed before, like the flip flop being off the foot, like the guy realizing, oh, she fell off. Oh, she went after her. Who's driving?
I just don't know how people. I just
Survive?
don't get it. Yeah. I mean,
Maybe we do need a surveillance state to keep
No.
us from doing dumb shit like that.
no, we just need to let nature take its course.
Oh, get rid of the warning labels. So, you got anything coming up this upcoming week?
No.
No?
No.
My stuff's basically the same. Just a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there, which turns into a lot of bit of work, very little free time.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I did get, you know how on the Jeep, that rubber piece that goes around for the hood,
Mhm.
I got a replacement for that. So I'll be doing that. I'll be doing some yard work. I'll be
The
cleaning
the underhood piece.
yeah, that rubber underhood seal, whatever it's called.
It's a hood seal. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a replacement for that with all the clips to it. So that's going to be kind of nice to do. I'm also going to do the headlights. I got a deal where I can clean up the headlights. Probably take me about an hour to do both sets. But outside of that, just kind of relaxing. And when I'm not at work, definitely relaxing. I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on seeing what we can get set up for the website and everything. Maybe get some more merch. Probably end up giving you a call later in the week going, hey, look, what are we looking at doing? This is what we have available to put on here at the moment. I know we want to put other stuff on there, but that's not necessarily available for what we want to do at the moment. But probably get with you so we can add some of that stuff. And then there was something I was going to look into for the beginning of August, history-wise. I got to find out if I can get that information pulled together in enough time for that, or if it'll have to be a different episode. So, but outside of that, just kind of doing some homework and stuff. I know you and Shelly have those vinyl stickers that you guys can do and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Do you also have a laser engraver or no?
I don't. No.
I'm going to take a look and see what I can find on those as well, because there's some stuff that I want to possibly try and do with the laser engraving, because I think that would be kind of cool. The rings, I like still doing the rings every now and again. I haven't done one in a little while, but
We
takes
looked
so
at
much
doing
time.
something like that. Yeah.
The rings take a long time, and the cost is not necessarily there for the ability to sell them and make, I mean, it's a good hobby for little knickknacks and stuff like that. But for doing, like, if we want to do customized stuff for Four Brothers, we'd have to have something that did a little bit more than that, do more for less type of deal. So outside of that, really don't have a whole lot else going on. Just kind of chilling and relaxing.
Nope. I don't really have any plans. I've been kind of just right now taking life with a grain of salt and just kind of. I need to probably go back out and do some fishing, but
Yeah,
right now it hasn't been that great because of the air quality. So
the fishing has it
the air quality's.
right, but the fishing,
I'm not going to go fishing with the air quality being as shitty as
I
it is.
got you. It's a personal thing on your end.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how it was affecting the fish in and of itself. I mean, I imagine it does. I just wondered how, if you were out there fishing at it, how it was actually affecting the fish.
Yeah. No. I don't know if it's affecting the fish or not because I haven't been out. Just because
Right.
been a little busy, and then on top of that, I wanted to go, and then we had the air quality issues with the Canadian fires and mixed with our own stuff. So,
Yep.
So I just haven't been out. But
Kind of
today,
weird. Today, what?
I hadn't really paid attention to today's quality, but I know that there's, I think it's still within, it's not ideal, but it's, we could go out and I could have gone out fishing in it. So,
I did a quick peek on where those Canadian fires were, and it's very strange that they're all in a straight line. Very, very weird. It doesn't seem natural to me.
I didn't do any research on it, so I
I
just
just
know.
I just kind of looked at it and went,
You know, when you go out and you look at it outside and it looks like it's just fog, and it's not,
right.
and it just hangs out all day, and it just kind of leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. And
I think last year or the year before, when they had the big Canadian fires, it was like that down here in Georgia. And for it to come all the way down here and to be that way, you're like, interesting.
Yeah.
So, yep. Outside of that, I don't have a whole lot of nothing else going on. I think you and I discussed about looking at different whiskey places that we want to come visit and whatnot and go see. I think we need to continue to look into that because I think that would be kind of cool, to be honest.
yeah, for sure.
But outside of that, I think we've pretty much called it in for the day. You?
Yeah, we're pretty well into the 3-hour mark now. So.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, again, thank you to Hopi Star for everything he's done. He's done a lot of great stuff. I appreciate it. I know you do. The website looks amazing, and we want to continue on with that and hopefully be able to bring more information and whatnot to you guys. It's been really good. I appreciate it. I really do. What happened now? Oh no. There. I don't know what happened. I hit the wrong button. Anyway, we got one more thing to show before we get out of here, which is someone who really has a issue with goats. If you've seen any of his other stuff.
I don't know how many of you are familiar with the .577 T-Rex round. Today I'm going to shoot it. That was amazing.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you coming in. Mama T, Pops, Mom, Shelly, Jen, Roger.
For those that are here, please like and share, baby.
Hoopy Star, again, thank you. Katie Zed, and those of you that are here that are watching, lurking, and not really participating in the chat, we still love you. We appreciate you. And with y'all's help, we'll be able to get to our goal of 500 subscribers and be able to kind of kick this off a little bit differently in a different direction, hopefully, and continue to grow it. Appreciate you. Thank you. And all of you, have a good weekend. We'll see you next Saturday.
See you guys.